next few years.
The BBC's Marika Oy, in a statement this morning, Mr. Biden says we need major U.S. companies representing the major share of U.S. steelmaking capacity to keep leading the fight on behalf of America's national interests. President-elect Trump also opposed the roughly $15 billion purchase of U.S. steel by Nippon. Today's a day could determine if House Speaker Mike Johnson gets to keep the Speaker's gavel. Congress reconvenes, and one of the first orders of business for the House will be to elect a speaker. Johnson has the backing of President-elect Trump, but will that be enough?
Johnson's team and Trump officials have discussed a list of GOP holdouts for the president-elect to call, according to 3 Republicans who were granted anonymity to speak candidly. Johnson has signaled he's willing to make some concessions to keep the gavel as hardliners make various demands, including top positions on the Rules Committee and commitments on spending. Trump has argued publicly and privately that Johnson is the only Republican who can secure the 218 necessary to win the post, a critical step for both Trump and GOP lawmakers to quickly implement his agenda. Bernie Bennett, Washington.
The FBI says the man who drove a pickup truck into a crowd in New Orleans acted alone and had pledged allegiance to ISIS. The attack killed 14 people, injured many more. On Wall Street, ahead of this morning's opening bell, the Dow futures up 129 points, NASDAQ futures ahead 80. More on these stories at townhall.com.
You heard me talk about Relief Factor and how so many people enjoy a better, more pain-free life because of it. If you're dealing with everyday pain, it makes sense you'd want to try it first. Well, Relief Factor makes that pretty pain-free, too, with their 3-week Quick Start Kit for only $19.95, less than $1 a day. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain temporarily, it helps reduce or eliminate pain. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF, 800-4-RELIEF for Relief Factor.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money, but if you can get both, why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that's MediShare. You get both. The typical family saves $500 a month, and they love it. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Call now. You can get a price within 2 minutes. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE.
The Gaza war grinds on. The death toll continues to mount.
Staff at the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital say more than a dozen women and children were killed in strikes that hit various places in central Gaza, including Nusret, Zaweda, Maghazi and Deir al-Balah. At Deir al-Balah, people carry wrapped dead bodies, placing them outside the hospital's emergency department, while others pray for the victims. There's been no immediate comment from the Israeli military on the strikes. Israelis also woke up to attacks early Friday morning, officials saying missiles were fired into the country from Yemen, which set off air raid sirens in Jerusalem and central Israel and sent people scrambling to shelters. I'm Charles Dillard.
Republican and Trump ally Jennifer Gonzalez Colon has been sworn in as Puerto Rico's new governor. She takes office at a time of widespread anger over a blackout that hit the U.S. territory days ago. Breaking news analysis, townhall.com. Eavesdropping allegations will reportedly cost Apple a bundle.
Apple has agreed to pay $95 million to settle a lawsuit accusing the company of using its virtual assistant, Siri, to eavesdrop on people using its iPhone and other devices that was then shared with advertisers. Consumers who owned iPhones and other Apple devices from September 17, 2014 through the end of last year could file claims for roughly $20 and only up to 5 devices. It's a fraction of the roughly $1.5 billion that the lawyers representing consumers had estimated that Apple could be required to pay if the case had gone to trial. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Shares of U.S. Steel have been falling this morning following President Biden's action blocking the proposed $15 billion purchase of the Pittsburgh-based steel maker by Japan's Nippon Steel. Townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder.
and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Friday. The first Friday of 2025.
Whew, such a long week, but we made it through.
We did.
We powered through, folks.
We rolled through. Actually, as you can tell, I have a cold.
Yeah.
And so, it actually has been kind of grueling, but I'll sound better a little later. Mm-hmm. You're getting morning, Mike.
Yeah.
By mid-morning, it'll sound a little more like me. But, yeah.
Morning Mike, one of my favorite songs. Morning Mike, it's Morning Mike. Yes, Morning Mike.
Da, 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 da.
Morning Mike, it's Morning Mike.
Get Yanni in here.
It was such a long week that we began this week a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's how long this week has been.
Right, way back in hot
2024. That's so 2000 late.
Yeah, but the good news is you get through this weekend, you get a respite, recharge the batteries, and kind of hit the ground running for a normal routine next week.
It's like
Granted, kids will be off Monday,
right.
but for the most part, next week's a normal week.
It's like starting the new school year on a Thursday.
Yeah.
You know, we had a couple of days to kind of acclimate ourselves to the new way of doing things, the 2025 of it all. And now we have a weekend to reset, and then we go off into new ventures.
Yeah, I would say a good 60% of you will completely bail on your resolution by about Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some of you will carry it another week.
Yeah, that's why I just don't make them, because I don't like letting myself down, you know? Yeah. I've already done enough letting myself down.
The only people making money this time of year are Jim's.
Yeah.
And Jenny Craig's and Weight Watchers is.
Fun way to spend a lunch break, by the way. Go grab your normal lunch, whatever it is you're going to have, a nice sandwich, maybe a pasta dish. Go sit in your car in the parking lot of Planet Fitness. And then just enjoy. Just enjoy as you normally would. You're going to catch, just the most evil looks from people. More desire in those eyes than I think has ever
Leave the
existed.
window cracked so the odor
so the smell
wafts out.
You put a fan up by the sandwich.
That's a salsa burrito. I can smell it.
You got extra ranch on that, didn't you?
That's a burrito's a more burrito. I know. Is that a Blake's burger?
I know that smell. That's Whataburger.
Did you microwave fish in there?
How'd you even find a microwave?
But happy Friday.
Welcome to it.
Happy first Friday.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds more important than it is. But.
If your resolution is to, in fact, get healthier, lose weight, maybe get outdoors more, first weekend of the year, it's a good year to get out there, or good weekend to get out there and do it. Weather-wise,
Saturday.
Tomorrow's going to hold up. So
Saturday we're going to be in like mid-70s now. 74. This is mostly cloudy to start, but gradually just sunny.
Yeah.
And 74. And then Sunday, it starts getting a little cooler. We're dropping like 59. Yeah. They ain't saying 60 no more. Now they're saying 59.
Mm-hmm.
And by like Tuesday night and Wednesday next week, we could be seeing snow. We got a 30% chance of snow showers Tuesday night with an overnight low of 22.
Aha.
Wednesday, we're looking at a 20% chance of snow, high of only 38. So we'll get above freezing, but not a whole lot above
Not by
freezing.
much.
So I'm just saying that we might see some snow there, depending on how much of it comes down. Whatever comes down, it will stay down, at least for a minute.
Yeah. So buckle up.
We'll see.
Get out there and get your outdoorsing done this weekend.
Yeah, so Saturday sounds like the day if you want to go out to the lake one more time, either Lake Bitter Lake or Bottomless Lakes.
Whether you want to be bitter or bottomless.
Donald ducking it or going natural.
I chose to Pooh Bear it this weekend.
Going au natural or Donald ducking it, whichever way you want to do it.
I'd love to get that down a shirt. Came to Roswell, left bitter and bottomless.
Yeah. We should start our own shirt company.
There you
just
go.
sit right out here on Main Street and just get like the old hippie days, literally with the silk screen
Just
jobber right there.
with the screen printer.
Yeah, boom, boom,
There
boom.
you go.
We just like think of me as something. We just sit there. All right, I'm ready. And that's what comes out.
Many great companies have started that way. So.
You never know. You never know. I only could do it for.
That's how Gildan got started.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to do it for a little bit, and then we're going to have to hire someone to do
Right.
the rest of the work. We're just going to have to sit there and think at some point.
Well, I've played enough of those grind games where eventually, after you've collected enough money, you can set it to where it automatically sets the
you
money.
can upgrade,
and then you can move on to other businesses.
So
So
and then
that's
you can go on and farm fruit over
Sure.
here.
you got the T-shirt company over here. That's our base money, right? That's how Daddy eats.
That's right. I get it. So, but yeah, we'll work on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll see how we could. So nice Saturday. But next week our weather will be more winter adjacent. Like anyway. Yeah, to be honest, like Monday's high is 46. Tuesday's high is 41. Thursday's high is 42. So which reminds me of something else with those that temps next week. Food Not Bombs could probably use your help if you got sleeping bags,
absolutely,
blankets, that kind of stuff. They're going to be needing that stuff again for next week.
Yes.
Obviously food and all that as always, but the gloves, the scarves, the mittens, the muckalucks, the thick wool socks, whatever you got, stuff to keep people warm.
Yep.
That would be helpful.
Absolutely.
If you look for Food Not Bombs on Facebook, and I invite you to be a friend. Food Not Bombs Roswell. I'm sorry. Otherwise, you're going to get a whole lot of Food Not Bombs.
Right.
Roswell Food Not Bombs. Type that in, and if you can help out. But they're going to be needing help, especially next week with these temps moving in. So
yeah,
plan ahead here. See if we can get them to where they have a surplus now to give as needed there. So, speaking of rundowns, or speaking of planning ahead, let me tell you what we got on.
Yes, indeed.
For this hour of today's show, we're going to replay our interview with Crystal from the Humane Society. She popped in yesterday for a visit. Talked about it's game on at the Humane Society. Come on in for shopping, for pets, and for the thrift store stuff. Come in there and get your New Year's savings. Maybe you need new. They got a lot of decor, a lot of stuff. So if you want to kind of like, maybe your New Year's resolution is to kind of change up the house a little bit and give yourself a fresh look.
Yeah.
You don't spend a lot of money to do that.
No.
There was no law saying you have to spend oodles of cash to do that. Go down to the thrift store and get stuff that's brand new or gently, it's pictures, decor, whatever. You can get it for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
And every dime you're giving them helps the Humane Society. So
Absolutely.
Anyway, we talk about all that with Crystal there. In the 8 o'clock hour, I'm going to play our interview one more time we had with Jim Luzzi from the African Children's Choir. They are going to be performing at Roswell First Church of the Nazarene on Sycamore this Sunday morning at 10:45, and they're amazing children's choir. That they've got a whole where these kids were obviously they're coming from underdeveloped nations. They're going and getting them, education and building a foundation for these kids through Christianity, and obviously that's why it's at the church.
Sure.
But yeah, so these kids tour around the country, and they've got a whole. It's pretty cool. But anyway, we talked with Jim, who's used to be one of the singers, and he may still be, but he's now kind of moved up.
He's directing the.
Yeah, he's part of the running the show team. But talking about that, so we'll play that interview.
A lot of hands that go into a production like this.
That's right. Yep. And stomachs too, because we talked about food. Because me. So we'll play that for you in 8 o'clock hour, and then In the 9 o'clock hour, Barbara Gomez with Main Street Roswell will join us and give us an update on what's new in 2025 for Main Street Roswell.
Not for nothing, but I brought some snacks too.
Yeah, all right.
I went shopping yesterday and picked up a couple of neat things.
Okay.
Figure you got quail eggs that you're bringing to the party.
I do got those.
I don't know if I want to pull off the reveal just yet.
Okay.
But,
okay.
I'll put it this way. I brought you good things.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
There's nothing wrong with good things.
There you go.
By the way, I'm sporting part of my Christmas gift for my brother today.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's 2 of the 3 things. So, actually, what he got me was
underpants. Yeah, BVDs, brother.
Brotherly love.
That's
but
right.
no.
I got us the 2-person.
No, he actually got me a gift card for NFL Pro Shop. So
Nice.
I went and I got some Commanders gear. And first one is my Jaden Daniels T-shirt.
I dig it.
I didn't go jersey because I didn't want to.
Now I noticed though that the number has the jersey material.
Mm-hmm.
So is it breathable there in that spot?
No, it's just decal.
Ah, okay.
But if you go look on the back, it's got
nice.
Like the back there.
That's pretty cool.
I also got another shirt that looks just like this with number 17 on it that says McLaurin, Terry McLaurin, our stud wide. By the way, both of them, ironically, these came in the mail yesterday on the day that it was announced that two Commanders are going to the Pro Bowl.
Nice.
Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin, my other shirt.
Heck yeah.
And then the other gift is this Commanders hat.
That's a Commander's hat?
Wow.
Oh, snap. Look at that. I didn't even, that's awesome.
Yes.
Oh, that's
subtle
fantastic.
Commander.
It's very subtle.
Fandom.
You know what?
Yes.
Very subtle, very demure.
Yeah.
I can appreciate it.
Says, I like to party in the back.
That's awesome. Yeah. Business in the front. We keep our partying back here.
That's right.
That's pretty awesome. So there's really no doubt who you support.
That's right.
I dig it. Total Packers fan. I can feel it. I can feel it emanating off you.
Yeah, that just
That's awesome.
spoke to me when I saw it online.
That's really cool. Is that official?
Oh yeah,
that's pretty cool. And props to the NFL for having the forethought to be like, you know what, we hit a nice cross section of fans, a nice demographic.
50-year-old men like to wear hats too
demographics.
that don't look like baseball caps sometimes.
Sometimes you need a nice Raiders smoker's jacket.
That's right.
I wish they would do like demure things like that for wrestling fans.
Right.
You don't see a lot of Stone Cold Steve Austin cabbie hats out there.
No. But conversely, they go the other way too.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can get the thongiest of thongs
Oh,
at any
course.
NFL team.
Of course.
For ladies or the men.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. So it goes both ways.
It depends on where you put the slider.
Well, that's what I'm kind of like. How do you even fit a logo on that thing? How do you know it's really a Commander's?
We find a way.
All right, it is 7:18. I probably should get the interview going because I think we went about 30 minutes yesterday. So let's do this. Let's get you up to date with the weather, even though we just talked about it. But here it is official, like an official from a guy that gets paid to do weather and stuff.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good today. Mid-60s and sunny and not too windy. Overnight, a few clouds. We're down to the mid-30s. We'll have cold front moving into our area on Saturday. It will stay fairly mild. We'll be in the low 70s, but the wind will be gusty around 25 miles an hour. Pretty cold on Saturday night, dipping into the mid-30s and clear skies. A little bit cooler on Sunday following that cold front, upper 50s and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 37 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 48%, with winds out of the north at 7 miles per hour. Increasing clouds today, but relatively warm, mid-60s, 64 for a high today. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, shifting to the south this afternoon. Mostly cloudy tonight. Expect an overnight low of 35 degrees. Winds will be out of the south at around 5 miles per hour. Saturday, like I said, that's our warm day. Mostly cloudy to start, but gradually becoming sunny. 74 our high tomorrow with east winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, increase in 15 to 20 by the afternoon, so we'll get a little breezy. Saturday night, mostly clear, overnight low of 38 degrees. Southwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sunday, cooler, 59 under sunny skies with northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then Sunday night, Drops down below freezing into the 20s, mostly clear, overnight low of 24. Monday, when you wake up, mostly sunny for the day, highs of only 46. Monday night, mostly cloudy, 25 for an overnight low. Tuesday, partly cloudy, and a high of 41. Like I said, we got the 30% chance of snow showers Tuesday night, mainly after 11, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 22. A 20% chance of snow on Wednesday, mostly sunny, a high of only 39. Wednesday night, partly cloudy, overnight low of 21. Thursday, sunny, high of only 42. So it's going to be cold next week. So please look up Food Not Bombs Roswell on Facebook. Get in touch with them if you can help support. Donate blankets, sleeping bags, coats, whatever you can to keep people warm. They're going to need that next week particularly. So they're going to probably be spending the weekend giving a lot of that stuff out to get people prepared here. So if you can help and donate, please reach out. That would be a good thing. All right, 7:21, we're going to take a quick 2-minute break. Then we're going to play our interview with Crystal Noble from the Humane Society. Don't go away.
Have you experienced the Valley Cafe yet? It's much more than lunch or dinner. It's an experience. Chef Anthony Noble is a nominated Chef of the Year and manager with a 4.9 out of 5 kitchen cleanliness rating and a 4.8 out of 5 most loved rating. It's time for you to experience the difference that so many others already have at the Valley Cafe. Visit for lunch or dinner at 801 West Brasher, the Orange Building across from Church on the Move in Roswell. And save the Valley Cafe in your contacts. 575-755-EATS. 575-755-3287. Don't forget, we can cater your event too, and a portion of our proceeds go to the Dream Center in Roswell.
Artesia General Hospital has welcomed cardiologist Luther Weathers to the team. Dr. Weathers is board certified with a subspecialty in cardiovascular diseases. He treats patients with genetic heart defects, heart rhythm disorders, heart failure, coronary artery disease, chronic high blood pressure, and other cardiovascular diseases. Call 575-736-8270 to schedule your visit with Dr. Weathers in Artesia, or visit artesiageneral.com/cardio appointment. Se habla español.
As you look forward to the new year, you may be making some New Year's resolutions for yourself. Things like exercising regularly, eating healthier, or something else that you may not do any longer than the first week of the year. How about you take a different approach for this year's resolution? Instead of focusing on yourself, come up with a resolution that can help others. Look around you and see where there's a need and resolve to meet that need. It could be helping out once a month at a local nonprofit. It could be writing an encouraging note every week to someone who's sick or dealing with a difficult time. It could be intentionally sharing the story of how God has made a difference in your life. At Country Club Road, we are making resolutions for the future with this mission: know Jesus and make Jesus known. We invite you to join us as we work together to develop our Vision 2030 plan titled For All That You're Going to Do. Happy New Year and God bless.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. China has more English speakers than the United States. They have more Chinese speakers, too. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us now. I guess it depends on the beans, huh? Good morning. It is 23 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us now officially in studio, Crystal Noble with the Roswell Humane Society. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Way to bring in the new year. Everybody has colds.
That's right. It's the season. But I'm guessing things are going well at the Humane Society.
Yes.
Now that we're kind of through the Christmas season and kind of getting back to just regular life as normal at the Humane Society.
Yeah, no weird schedules. Back to normal.
Yeah.
Adoptions are resuming.
Good deal. Good deal. I'm guessing vets are now open back up, and you know, so you can get your shots or spays and neuters and things or whatever is needed to get the animals ready to go home. So yeah, if you're now ready to bring a pet into your home, they've got a fine selection of cats and dogs that are looking to be forever to be your forever family member here. So.
And starting the new year, I'm not sure how the city is going to put the public notice out to the residents of city limits, but the chain ban did pass.
Okay.
They have until some point in April to remedy the situation so their animals are not on chains. After that date, then citations and stuff will start to be issued.
Okay.
But the city's going to make some kind of an announcement. I know not everybody gets a newspaper, but if you're listening, chain ban did pass. So if you have an animal that's outside that is chained, After April, it will be illegal.
Yep, you'll have to either get your yard fenced in properly or find alternative methods. I know there's a couple different ones. They have the invisible fences and things like that. Those are still legal, but you can't just chain a dog up in the backyard anymore, which is a good thing. That's a good thing. I mean, I understand if you need for a minute to put a dog, while you're doing something, but you can't leave a dog out there all day.
No, and so there are, obviously stipulations. If you have your animal tethered while you are mowing the yard so the animal does not get in the way, obviously that's a different situation. But if your animal lives outside and is on a chain, that is not going to be legal anymore.
And to be honest, there's no benefit to that. If you're doing that, what's the point of having a pet?
Right.
Just because you like to pay for food and water. I mean, really, if you're not interacting with the pet, if you're not involving it as part of your family, then maybe you're not the family to be owning a pet. That's how it should be.
Right.
If you're not willing to make the dog as part of the family, let it in the house, or at least have indoor space for it to live, and you're not making it a part of the family. I mean, in actuality, it should live in your house, live with your family, and you take it out when it needs to go out, and you take it on walks, and that's what responsible pet owners do. Chaining it up for protection purposes or to know your neighbors or whatever reason you have, you're just creating a dog, and to be honest, you're deteriorating the mental health of that dog.
You are, because the majority of animals that are dogs that have to live on a chain that don't have human interaction revert back to a feral form.
And then you all say, that dog's crazy. That's what I'll bring in the house. It's like, that dog's crazy because you left it chained up all the time. That's why.
And because you don't pay attention to it, you don't give it the adequate time it needs for energy release, brain stimulation. They're just like a child. You can't put a kid in a corner and expect it to not become some feral savage at some point in time.
Let me set you on a chain and have you sit out here all day and see how you act to that.
Fling it some food here and there.
Yeah. See if you're the most pleasant person to be hanging around with, or people gonna think you're crazy too. That's exactly what you're doing to the dog. And the city finally, put an ordinance in saying, you can no longer do that. This is inhumane, and it needs to be rectified. So I guess the county, it's still legal. There's, but in city limits, that is the rule.
I'm not 100% sure what the county ordinances are.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
because
they may already have something in place.
I think they do.
Okay.
I think you're allowed to have them in a pen. They just can't be running free.
Gotcha.
Unless they're obviously in a fenced-in yard.
All right. I know some people have certain feelings about electric fences and those kinds of things. My brother used one, and they didn't have any issues, because he lives out in a place where he lives on the water there, but it's in a neighborhood, but he doesn't live in a fenced-in yard. But so he lets the dog out, and it's got the thing, and once it knows its boundaries, none of that ever happens.
And so when you do the invisible fences with the collars, when you're doing the setup of the fence, you also have to do a setup with the dog.
Yeah.
So you have the little display flags that show, and then you have your dog on a leash and you walk them by where the limit is. So that way they can feel the vibration that it's going to give first. And then if they cross it, that's when it gives the shock. But you teach them by the vibration not to go past that point.
Sure. Yeah, you just don't want them turn them loose and then they go try to bolt through that thing, and then that's going to be a bad day for that dog.
Well, it is. And also, if they bolt through and get out on the other side, they're going to realize they can do it every time.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to teach that lesson either.
No.
It's like you put up for this, and once you break free, you're free. So, yeah. But,
and there's different types of things. They have the ones with the collars. They have the ones without the collars. And then they have the roll fences. So if you have a dog that climbs, basically it's just a PVC bar that's ran at the top. So when they get up there and they're trying to get their footing,
rolls,
basically,
right. Yeah.
It just rolls them right off.
So they're back down. Yeah. Might even work for cats for a minute.
It actually does. It actually does. One of the big cat sanctuaries that takes in injured cats caught in traps and stuff out in the mountains. They have those no climb. Have a larger PVC.
I'm about to say those are probably slightly larger because we're dealing with tigers and mountain lions.
Yeah, so they have the big cable for the cattle.
Yeah.
that runs through them, and then they have like the big old 8-inch PVC, so that way like they hit it and they can't go. But it's used on cats too.
I ain't gonna lie.
You want to put one up to see what the cats do?
Well, the problem is we'd have to do it on both sides.
No, I have a better idea.
Yeah.
Get a playpen.
Yeah.
Get PVCs and like mount them to the top of the corner of the PVCs, and then just run some clothing wire through, and then run your PVC frame at the top, so you're making like a little extender.
Yeah.
And then let the cats jump out of the playpen, and
that could be fun. Yeah, because if I did my back patio, I'd have to do both sides because we have straight the neighborhood cats, and they do come in. And then it might turn into a roach motel. They might get in, and then they can't get out. So I'm like, no, I better put it on both sides so they can't get in or out.
Yeah, planter there in our patio. And they
Yeah, that's a. Well, we got they love to poop in there. That thing always gets plenty of fertilization. Yeah.
So yeah, just get a playpen and some PVC and some clothesline wire. Make an indoor. Oh look, it's a timeout zone for the kitties. Bad kitty timeout.
That's right.
Time for hairball remover. You don't want to get it, so you're going in the timeout box.
Well, that'd be great in the middle of the night when the cat wants to walk right in front of you at half the pace you're trying to go, and you can't see them. So, like, you go to the playpen, so I could go to the bathroom.
I have a dog that does that. I have two now. That will walk directly in front of you at like molasses speed, and you're trying to like walk around them. So I call them the widowmakers because they'll stop and just plop right in front of you. Or like if I'm in the kitchen and I'm chopping something, they lay right behind me. So if I go to turn around, I trip. And I'm like, somebody's got a life insurance policy around here because I got two widowmakers. They're out for something.
Yeah, our cats are just like that. Hannah, but Bella, and then she'll get up right in your feet where you're trying to cook or something, and then you move, and then she yells at you like it's your fault.
Right?
Yeah. You put yourself there.
And she's like, excuse you, you are disturbing me.
I'm moving.
Bella's become territorial. When we left for that 5 days, she would lay on my chair, my recliner. Well, now that Mom's back, that's her recliner, she thinks, and she gets mad when I boot her out. She starts just, just griping, and then she'll jump and hiss at me.
Oh, that's funny. She's like, look, you left me. This is now mine. Possession is 9/10 of the law.
She's the only cat I've met that like hisses at you just to cuss you out. Like that literally is. Like she'll like you make her get down or tell her no or whatever, and then she'll yell meow, and then she'll walk away, and as she's walking away here, like she cusses you out by hissing.
So we have a cat at the kennels. Her name is Precious. When she came in, she was really large, and the lady said that she wasn't sure if she was pregnant or not. And I was like, I don't know. She's kind of big. So took her to the vet. Well, she had pyometra, which is basically an infected uterus. And if it's not caught in time and it ruptures, it can kill the animal. So her uterus weighed 2 pounds.
Oh,
that's how much normal cats that like 3-4 months of age weigh.
Yeah.
So now that, she's got her stuff out and fixed, because she was quite pissy. You'd walk by her kennel and she'd just be basically she's just throwing the middle finger up every time you walk by her kennel.
Yeah, she's just in pain, probably,
she's like, I'm not gonna do it today, but you have a fresh bowl of food, and while she's eating, she's chewing you out. She's going nom, 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 while she's eating. And I'm like, really? I'm not taking your food away from you. Nobody's taking your food away from me. It's all yours. And she's nom, 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 nom.
Don't you think about it.
But she has she likes to hide, and she likes to be covered. And it's really weird because I know cats like to hide, but she likes blankets. And so we got a blanket, one of the big, just like little lap throw blankets. And we put it in the kennel for her. Well, she goes in there, she curls up, and then she sticks one eye out the hole. So she's looking at you with one eye.
Right.
And I tell her, oh my God, the blankie ate the kitty. And then she comes out, meow. So that is now her little morning game is the blankie ate the kitty.
Well, cool.
And if you don't say it, she won't come out of the blanket. And then if you go to pick her up, she hisses at you. She's like, no. Blanky ate the kitty, and then I come out.
Sounds like a character.
She's hilarious, and
Yeah.
she has two very, very beautiful, like, light green eyes.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, I don't need a cat, but I like you.
So please, someone give this
Yes.
cat a loving home.
And she came in with another housemate, Princess, who's a
Okay.
tortoiseshell.
Okay.
And we all know how tortoiseshells are.
They do. I love the cat. Our tortoiseshell's an amazing cat. But
Tortoiseshells are just
they
like
take
me,
work.
you know. We have very common traits, and
But once you get that loyalty, boy howdy, they'll go through fire with you. You know, that's kind of how they
I
are.
laugh because Precious and Princess, you know, like they're close by each other, and you could tell they're sisters because Precious will be like reaching around to touch her, and she's like, "Oh, no," and like you just hear the little slap fest going on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "You two stop it! You lived in the same house together." And then you let them out to go play together, and they're just like beating each other up like tomboys, throwing each other into the walls. It sounds like WrestleMania. And I'm
Yeah.
like, God, y'all stop. And then they lay there and they start grooming each other.
Yeah. It's a sisterly, brotherly love kind
Uh-huh.
of thing. Yeah, exactly. So our cats are the same way. They do all that, but deep down they like each other. Any moment one of them cries out in pain or whatever, the other one's right there, right in their face. Ooh, you okay? Right there, you know, right in there looking at them. You okay? What's up? What's going on? Yeah,
It's funny. Our little dog Honeybee. Obviously, you know, little dogs have big dog syndrome, and so with my sister staying with us and her dog, she has, you know, medium-sized dogs, and then the Great Dane. And Honeybee's like, "Oh no, I am queen in this house." And anytime, like, if John or I are playing with one of the two pit bull mixes, and she thinks that we're hurting one of them, she charges us, and she's like the little dog or the little fox from the labyrinth, and she's like, "Arr!" And I'm like, "Really, Honeybee?" And she jumps up and she pushes me away, and she gets the other dog and she's checking him out, and then they all hover her, and then she's like, "Oh, get off of me."
It's kind of funny how those little dramas get put together.
And it
how
is
they-
because, like,
yeah.
she, like, at first she was like, "Oh God, I don't want y'all, I don't like y'all." Now she's like, "You will not come nowhere near them. They are mine."
Yeah. It's once they get to know, and that's the beauty of owning pets, and that's the fun part. And to be honest, you know, when you have one, it's kind of like I know Bill Cosby's not a thing, but you know, it kind of can't say Bill Cosby stuff anymore. But Bill Cosby, back in his special back in the day, he goes, parents with one kid aren't really that parent. You know what I mean? They, you know, because something happens, you know who did it. They can't blame it on it. It's when pets are kind of the same way. I
Right.
mean, your pet. But to have two is to be the real pet owner.
Right, because when you have one, you know, they're lonely. They don't have the company of the other. You know, they can't toss and turn and raise a muck.
Mm-hmm.
Now, however, if you have an animal that does not like other animals, then it's best that you only have one
Sure.
animal.
Yeah, you got to feel those waters out and everything else. And always with cats, there's going to be dogs too, but cats, it's usually a little bit longer of a.
Yeah, cats hate change.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to slowly integrate new things to them.
But dogs do too, especially when you get to alpha dog, beta dogs, and who's ruling the roost. And so, and generally speaking, if you get dogs that are like that, usually happens if you get similar breed dogs and similar. That's when you start getting that. If you get like big dog, little dog takes over in some aspects. Big dog doesn't look at it as a threat. But it's usually that one usually works.
You know, and it's funny because, like, Honeybee will sleep on any of the other dogs. Like, they get on the couch or the dog beds and they go lay down. Then she climbs on top of them and sleeps on top of them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this the hierarchy here? You know, what is this?
Yeah, it's kind of that. Well, it's probably like in life, where you know, like when you have the protector types, the big, and you know those folks, and then you have folks that are, you know, not big in stature but big in personality, and generally, you know, the people that are bigger in stature, like, you know, they you know what I mean? It just there's almost a adoption kind of feel to it. It's like, oh, you know, yeah, they're annoying, but they're my annoying, and I'm I'm gonna go through, you know, animals. I think also do those same kind of things. It's like, oh, yeah, I know the Chihuahua's annoying, but it's my brother or my sister. And
That's
how
my
it's gonna
Chihuahua,
be. Yeah.
my annoying.
Yeah.
Only I can beat up the annoying. You cannot.
Yeah, it's gonna sit here and bite my ear, and I'm just gonna put up with it. But if you try anything, I'm gonna knock you the next week.
Yeah, big brother, little
Humans
brother.
get the same thing.
Yeah.
Pets do too, and it's the same kind of deal. Cats as well, even though they don't show it as much, but they do that. And that's at the end of the day, that's what makes being a pet owner fun, and that's what makes that's
the
why
fun stories.
not chaining your dog up in the backyard. That's why you don't do that. But you have these, that's you get those stories of just especially when you have the kids, and your kids get integrate into the family. That's all the great stuff, because then you end up finding, especially with dogs, they're larger dogs. They end up being sidekicks for kids, for your sons or daughters.
There's a video or a reels that there's a dog trainer guy, and he says, I have no fenced-in yard, and this is my child's protection, and he's got 7 German Shepherds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I ain't going nowhere near your yard.
But
she gets up and she walks, and they get up and they follow her, and they lay down, and one of them lays kind of like we're facing the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird. They all lay in like opposite direction. It's like own little military clique.
Right. They got their own little.
Yeah, they're like, I got your 6, I got your 3.
Right.
And it's weird. And he goes, I trained them to protect her, even from me.
Yeah.
And he goes, so this is my daughter's protection. And she snaps her finger, and all of them get up and they stand in a line right beside her. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. And she walks, and they walk with her. And he's like, she knows how to command them, how to tell them what she needs. And if she feels she's in danger, she has a word to use that will put them into the next phase of protection.
Yeah. And how you build that is through building the trust and love of those dogs. It's, even in like police and military, when they train these canines for these things,
they are their partners.
It's all in that love and bond and trust and building.
I didn't know that Roswell had a canine unit for the dogs.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah, they've got them in the county, too.
I knew the county. I didn't know that the city did.
Yeah, they start bringing them back in, and I think they're seeing good results from it and hoping to expand and bring more of that in. I know because of lawsuits and things. I think the dogs that they have now aren't tracking dogs. They're more for, like, drug sniffing and that kind of stuff. Not canines that are designed to be aggressive, or you know what I mean? They're not the ones that go after felons. They go out and look for lost people, look for drugs.
They're not the ones that run the field.
Yeah,
get over here, you're going to get bit.
Yeah, see that guy who just robbed you? Go get him. I don't think they're trained to do that.
I just saw canine on a police car, and I was like, what?
I could be wrong, but I think they're not.
I don't know. It's nice to know,
Yeah. But yeah, I've always said for years, canines are amazing tools for our law enforcement. And obviously German Shepherds are a very popular breed to be doing
and
that.
Malinois.
Yeah. But those dogs, even when they train them to do that, it's trained in love. And when it's time to work and do the attack parts, there is, but it's all still built in this love and trust situation.
Watching the videos of the big old dog bite suits, man, those suits look like they're like 100 pounds.
Well, they gotta be, they gotta be.
To be thick to protect, but man, I don't want to be the person inside the suit when that jaw is coming at me.
A dog like a German Shepherd or a Pit Bull or something of that jaw is very, very strong, and those teeth are probably 4 times stronger than anything a human has.
There are 2 cities, and I don't remember where they are, that their entire canine police force is pit bulls.
Yeah.
They're drugged, they're searched, they're rescued,
I know certain
you're
breeds,
gonna get bit.
I know certain breeds destined, or they get these bad names, or they're kind of trained but I don't care. I've seen the most friendliest dogs on the planet were pit bulls and Rottweilers and the aggressive breeds. And
I'm more worried of a dachshund and a Chihuahua than I am a pit bull, Rottweiler.
Some people should not be owning these animals because that's the problem. But if you raise it like a family dog, like you would your lab or I guarantee that dog is going to be the most docile, most protective, and most loyal and most fun dog. Because those are the dogs that will roll around and wrestle on the floor, know just exactly the play versus aggressive thing, and they'll do that with you. And then at the same moment, when your kid has somebody come up to them they don't like, that dog will put themselves right in between it and make sure nothing comes by your kid.
Right.
And that's what you build that with the love, the trust, making it a family member. Teaching it to be a attack killer dog and doing all the things to make it. You're not training Rambo. That's not what you're doing. You're training
even if your dog's name is Rambo, that's not what you're training it to do.
You're not training a Green Beret. You're training a dog, and you gotta get on its level to get it to understand what you want it to do. And by beating it or doing whatever aggressive things, putting whatever things on it, you're sending very wrong signals. Yeah, you'll get it to be aggressive, but you're also going to be aggressive to everybody.
And you won't be able to control it.
Yep.
One of the dog trainers, Jimmy Preston, he has a wonderful class. And he basically teaches, you how to communicate to your dog and you to understand what your dog is saying back.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this fact because it's just basic, sit, down, stay, heel, walk, come. Just basic commands, nothing wild, nothing crazy. And I know he has more intensive training classes. But a friend of mine, anytime she gets a new animal, every single one of her kids is present at that class, and they rotate turns of being the handler, so the kids are able to handle the dog, command the dog.
Absolutely, and it also teaches the dog to understand the command regardless who's giving it.
Right.
Because that's sometimes a dog, goes loyal, and if you have one person doing all the commands and doing all the stuff, it will do all of that for that person, and probably nobody else for anybody else. And so when you get everybody involved doing the same message, same thing, then when the dog hears sit, it knows to sit, regardless if you said it or someone else said it.
Right. So if you need to do some training or you want some training advice, Jimmy Preston with J. Paul, you can find him on Facebook. He does classes. He does private sessions. Like I said, he has a variety of different things that he does do. But what I'm really mostly, so amazed with is the amount of people that go for just the basic training, so that way they can learn to communicate. And
you're
taking
training
their kids,
the owner as much as you are the dog.
You are, because there's a lot of things that we don't realize that we do that sends a bad signal to them. And he's trained with Cesar Millan, the dog whisperer.
Right.
So he's
got the credentials.
He does have the credentials, and he helps us out when we have some animals that come in that need some working.
But please understand, whenever you use these dog trainers and everything, if you are not an active, integral part in that training, and they'll tell you themselves, then it's your waste of time and money.
Right, because
if you just, if you're going to have the trainer teach them all these things, and the dog's not, again, you're just wasting your money.
His thing is you are present with your animal. You are your animal's handler, and if you need help, he's there to help you. But you are the handler.
Absolutely. And that's kind of, and to be honest, once you probably do it the first time and stuff, you realize you can kind of do it on your own. It's just, but you've got to be taught, just like your dog has to be taught, how to have a relationship, how to communicate, know what your dog's likes and dislikes are, what your likes and dislikes are, and how the dog can understand those things. And how do you get each other to understand those? And that's, and generally for me, I've always found that dogs love to please. That's something dogs, that nothing makes them happier when they make you happy.
Right.
So you always go over the top with praise and things like that. When they do something right, you make it a big deal, and that cements in their head that that's a good thing. And when I do that, I will be rewarded and be looked upon favorably for that. And so that's why when they poop in the right place, or when they didn't chew your shoe, you celebrate that win. You celebrate that win like they just won the lottery. And but that, again, that's what you learn in training. You learn these things and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, sorry.
No, if anybody is needing any advice or anything like that, we always refer them to Jimmy, because he does so much help with us, and several of the Humane Society's people have gone to his classes, and he's just a very good trainer that helps. So if you are... you got a new pet over the Christmas holiday, and you got to start getting in a routine.
I would even
learning.
argue if maybe you've owned a lot of pets and consider yourself a pretty good pet owner. I imagine there's still some stuff you can learn from that.
I learn stuff
make
every
it even
day.
better. Yeah, yeah. Like you said, you're literally eat, breathe, sleep pets. That's your world.
Yeah.
And this guy still teaches you new stuff every day. So that's a strong statement.
It is.
I know we're running a little short on time. Yeah, how's the thrift store?
So today is actually new thrift store day because they were closed
Thursday
yesterday
and Wednesday because of New Year's. So,
yeah.
So the 10 o'clock club, you got about 10 minutes to get out there.
You do.
Yeah.
So over the holiday, while we were closed, but we were still there working, it's no longer Christmas in there. They took all Christmas out. So it's refilled with a whole bunch of new stuff.
Good deal. So if you're looking for, I don't know, new decor, new clothing, a new 2025, new things to bring into 2025 and not spend a bunch of money doing it, Come on
Right.
down to the thrift store. And,
They went through the clothing, and they've rotated out clothing, stuff that didn't sell, and they put new stuff out. They put new shoes out all the time. They have a ton of new purses.
looks like a whole new experience today when you come in.
Because people like Kim and I, who like purses, when we use our purses,
Don't you go buying your purses back, Kim.
I just got one.
Look, eyeing that.
Yeah.
I kind of figured you were out giving it the once over.
Well, so everybody that has gone through their Christmas stuff has started to bring it in for donations. We want to remind. That's funny. I was just telling my sister, I was like, I haven't seen a Dooney and Burke in a while. That's hilarious.
That was the replacement for now. So.
Come in, schedule time for drop-offs and pickups with Camille, because it is overwhelming with everybody doing it. And we do ask. Sorry.
Bless you. Or
Thank you.
Whatever that was.
It was a coffee thing.
A snoff.
Yeah. Don't leave donations after hours. We're still having looters coming and taking
You're creating
stuff.
more work than I know. Your heart is good, but unfortunately, other people's aren't, and it creates much more work.
We spent last week cleaning the park because somebody came through and rummaged through stuff that was left out, and they scattered it through the entire park behind the shelter. And so we're asking,
Which your neighbors love, I'm sure. Yeah.
Please, if you've got donations, do it while we're open. Call ahead of time. Say, hey, this is what I got. Can I bring it today? And
especially if it's bigger stuff, furniture or things like that. They would love to have it, but they may say, can you hold on to it for a week? We'll even come get it, but we just don't
and
have
that's what
space
Camille
this
is saying. I might not have room right now. Give me a day or so, and I will come pick it up from you. That way they can have the ample space, because we have to be able to have clear spaces for people with wheelchairs and walkers.
You got to be ADA compliant and all that. Absolutely,
we do,
yeah.
and so we can't pack it full of stuff and people not be able to walk through and it be a hazard.
Some people would love that, but yeah, we gotta keep it. Gotta keep it. But thank you guys for considering the humane setting.
All donations we do appreciate.
But if you a little bit of patience, that would be that way your donation can be of max benefit to the humane society.
Even me as an employee, they're always ask Camille, okay, I have stuff. Do you want me to bring it now or do you want me to wait?
Sure.
I even ask her, and
that's why I always check with you
work.
when we have stuff. I'm like, hey, Crystal, can you use this or no? And you tell me. Yeah.
So right after the holidays, obviously people, they got new stuff, they got new this, they got new that.
Gonna be an influx. Yeah.
Yes. So just call ahead of time just to make sure that they have the room.
And that being said, if you didn't get any of the stuff you asked for, come by the thrift store and do some shopping today. There's a whole bunch of new stuff up there, and you might want to check it out. And know that every dime that you spend in that thrift store goes back to those animals at the Humane Society, whether it's paying for vet bills or cleaning supplies or just maintenance to maintain the facility to keep everything going.
Bless you.
You're helping out that. So every donation you make, every purchase you make does help that. So if you're a reader, I always say go up there, go do your library book shopping, and when you're done, donate them back for someone else, and just keep a steady of buying books and donating books, and you're helping the Humane Society every time doing that. So.
And if you're gonna donate books, I don't care if it's a cookbook, a regular book. If there's even one page missing out of that book, don't donate it.
It's worthless. Yeah. It's like renting a movie and in 5 minutes the movie is missing.
Right. I recently brought home a cookbook from there, trying some new recipes, and 15 pages out of the middle of the book were missing. I was like, what the?
I just had an idea of you were doing the recipe, and then you flip over like, oh, don't know what to do next. The page is gone.
No, like the entire, they ripped the entire thing out. So
someone got that recipe in their little box.
And it was all the good recipes too, because you flip through the back and you see what recipes are on what pages.
Right.
And I was like, man,
Yeah, don't do that.
So if you have, even if it's missing a single page, I don't care. Just don't. Yeah. If it's not complete, don't donate it.
Yeah, no one's gonna want that either. So. But if you'd love to shop, come on down, shop, get your stuff. Like I said, it's new day today.
It is. Today is new day stuff.
And come on down. And of course, pets, come on down and take a look there. The shelters are open. All pets that are available for adoption are out and available here. You can always go to the website, roswellhumane.org. You can see every pet that's calling the Humane Society home right now. If you do see a not available next to it, it's because they're in quarantine because of weight or waiting shots or something like that.
Our website is broken.
Oh, is it down right now? All right.
That's the easiest way to put it. It's broken.
All right, so keep checking back.
So our website provider is doing a update to how their web builders work.
Gotcha.
And so our website was created with them like years ago.
So it's got to be...
So we have to rebuild our website on the new platform.
Okay, so that might take a minute.
So it's going to be just a bit.
All right.
So our website is not up to date.
But that way, stay abreast on the Facebook page.
Mm-hmm, yes.
They'll be updating photos and things there, so go like there and do
You
some
can
window
still
shopping.
like click on it and go to like the memberships and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's just we can't update the dogs and cats.
Gotcha.
We can't remove anything and we can't take anything off.
So do your window shopping
Or put anything on.
Facebook here for pets right now. It's probably the
Yeah.
best way. Or better yet, just come on down to the shelter and take a walk through the kennels and see what comes and strikes your fancy. So, good deal. Did we get it all?
I think we did.
Give the phone numbers for the shelter and for the
The kennels is 622-8950 and the thrift store is 623-9210.
And you got 4 minutes till the doors open for
Counting
New Stuff
down.
Day. So get out there.
Yes.
Well, Crystal, as always, thank you very much. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Yes, Happy New Year.
We will see you here in a few weeks and get to healthy.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to do the same thing. Take my own advice here. So. All right,
took my vitamin C already.
That's right. Take my vitamin pills. All right.
The North Pennsylvania Avenue Bridge over Spring River in Roswell would be closed during the daytime hours 4 days a week for the next 3 weeks as work continues to replace the water line crossing that was damaged during the October floods. The closure will be Monday through Thursday for the next 3 weeks. Motorists should seek alternate routes during the project. And if you're driving in the area, also don't forget to observe all project-related signage to help ensure the safety of the working crews. The grandmother of a 12-year-old child who died in 2021 of a fentanyl overdose is now appealing her conviction. 58-year-old Kelly Smith of Carlsbad was arrested after 12-year-old Brent Sullivan was found dead in a shed behind Smith's home on Western Way. Authorities charged Smith with several crimes, including child abuse, and Smith was eventually convicted by a jury after a 4-day trial. A judge sentenced her to 15 years in prison, but Smith now claims she was under duress when she initially gave police an interview. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. Had a couple of games last night. Boys Hoops and the Roswell Coyotes are now 9-3 overall after winning at Organ Mountain by a score of 77-63. The Coyotes have the weekend off, but they'll play Monday at Las Cruces. That starts at 5:30 Monday afternoon. Meanwhile, the Goddard guys last night hosted Gadsden from Anthony, New Mexico, and Gadsden pulls off the 47-44 victory. Goddard's now 4-6 on the season. They'll take on Valencia, a team that's got a similar record, 6-7. That's tonight at 6 o'clock. On the girls' side, the Roswell girls will be playing at Organ Mountain tonight at 6:30. Roswell is 9-2 on the season. And then the girls will, on Saturday, stay in Las Cruces, play Centennial at 12:30 Saturday afternoon. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The number of Americans filing new applications for unemployment benefits dropped to an 8-month low last week, pointing to low layoffs at the end of 2024. U.S. mortgage rates jumped to a 6-month high this week, suggesting that a recent improvement in home sales could be temporary. The average rate on the popular 30-year fixed-rate mortgage increased to 6.91%. The United Steelworkers Union expressed concerns about Nippon Steel's latest proposal that gives the U.S. government veto power over any potential reductions in U.S. Steel's production capacity if they get the approval to merge. The union, which has opposed U.S. Steel's merger with the Japanese steel giant, said Nippon's offer fails to commit to sustaining production over the long term. U.S. energy executives expect faster permitting times for drilling on federal lands under President-elect Donald Trump, according to a Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas survey released Thursday. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
No static at all. Your new home for talk radio is KEND Roswell.
The Bureau now says he did not have any accomplices. And correspondent Eric Tucker says investigators think they know what motivated the attack.
He was, quote, 100% inspired by the Islamic State. They have reviewed, for instance, 5 videos that he posted on Facebook in the hours before the attack in which he professed his allegiance and support to the Islamic State. He indicated in one of the videos, according to the FBI, that he had thought about harming his family, but he thought that that would detract attention from the, quote, war between the believers and the non-believers.
President Biden has blocked the proposed $15 billion purchase of U.S. steel by Japan's Nippon Steel. President-elect Trump also came out against that proposed transaction. The 119th Congress convenes today. Among other things, lawmakers will have to deal with the debt ceiling, and a House Speaker must be elected. Speaker Mike Johnson hopes to retain the gavel and says he has not enlisted the help of President-elect Trump, even though Mr. Trump has endorsed Johnson.
Johnson cannot afford to lose more than one Republican in the speakership vote, assuming all members are present and voting. Representative Thomas Mass of Kentucky has already said that he will not vote for Johnson, while others are seeking assurances from Johnson on certain policy issues. All Democrats are expected to be present Friday to vote for House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, meaning Johnson will get no wiggle room from their absences. Trump told reporters on Tuesday that he would make calls on Johnson's behalf if necessary, but he projected confidence that the Louisiana Republican could win the gavel. Bernie Bennett, Washington.
Events honoring former President Carter scheduled to commence tomorrow in Georgia before moving to Washington next week. Mr. Carter died last Sunday. Watching Wall Street this morning, the Dow is up 112 points, the Nasdaq 198 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Following a prolonged 6-hour standoff, South Korean anti-corruption investigators have given up trying to detain President Yoon, who's holed up inside the president's official residence. The BBC's Jean McKenzie is there.
What's actually interesting hearing these supporters here this morning is that they are also repeating some of the conspiracy theories that Mr. Yoon alluded to when he declared martial law here. They are repeating that the elections last year, that they were rigged, that the country has been infiltrated by pro-North Korea forces. They're even being kind of spurred on by the president himself, because in the last couple of days the president came and thanked them in this letter for supporting him, for working hard to defend him and defend the country.
And this is the latest twist in a political crisis that has paralyzed South Korean politics, and it has seen 2 heads of state impeached in less than 1 month. News and analysis at townhall.com. Rocket attacks continue in the Middle East on multiple fronts.
Israelis awoke Friday morning local time to missiles fired from Yemen. An Israeli-based analyst, Eyal Pinko, says Israel must sever the Houthi supply line connections with Iran.
Which means to cut all the shipping lanes and all the aerial transportation that the Iranians are transferring weapons to the Houthis.
Meanwhile, in Gaza, stalled ceasefire talks were set to resume with Israel, but Hamas is claiming Israeli airstrikes across the area Thursday killed at least 50 people, including several children. Israel's military has not commented on its actions. George Williams reporting.
Police in Southern California say 2 people are dead after a small plane crashed through the roof of a sprawling furniture factory. It happened near the Fullerton Municipal Airport in Orange County. 11 people were injured. More on these stories at townhall.com.
wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday.
Ah, yes.
Your first Friday of 2025.
Indeed.
Yeah, happy Friday.
First Friday, first weekend ahead.
Yeah.
Get excited. Put those resolutions into effect.
Yeah. Or do none of that.
Or don't, or just kick your feet up a little bit, relax.
Yeah.
Do you?
I got a football game this weekend. So make sure that last regular season game is big. It's Cowboys Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, Commanders, if they win, they get the 6th seed in the playoff. They're already in the playoffs, but they lock in the 6th seed if they win. They beat Dallas, so they are playing for something. So they're going to play. They're going to play on Sunday. They're not resting starters or any of that stuff. Like Chiefs. Mahomes isn't playing. It's Carson Wentz.
Really?
Carson Wentz is going to start for the Chiefs this weekend. I was like, wow. A year ago, he was supposed to be the man in D.C.
Right.
Rivera's last year. So that would have been, was it last year? Or was it the year before? I think it was the year before it was supposed to be Carson Wentz.
The last I've honestly heard or thought about Carson Wentz was when he was on the Eagles.
Yeah, that was many moons ago.
Exactly.
That was when he was relevant. But yeah, he's been his last starting opportunity was in Washington, and he botched it and got benched. And I think he's been in a backup in KC all this year. I don't know where he was last year. I don't know if he was in KC last year too or not. But anyway, he's starting.
That makes sense. If you clinched already, you might as well just throw your second team out there.
Well, I know like other teams are like, oh no, because like I think if like Denver can still get in. But the Chiefs have to lose, and now people who don't want Denver to get in, they're mad that Carson Wentz is now. It's like, come on, that's a guaranteed win. Now we got Carson Wentz, and now Denver's going to squeak in, or
it's got to be real good for Carson Wentz's self-esteem. He's just like, hey.
His self-esteem's been
I know.
dragged through the mud over the last couple of years.
Dabs his tears with $100 bills. I'm sure he's fine.
He's either thick as skin right now, or he's an emotional mess, and we just don't see it. One or the other.
This is why we're.
It didn't start last night. I know that.
This is why we're a pro-therapy nation now. We encourage mental well-being.
And then of course Mahomes is not a Pro Bowler either.
Yeah,
he didn't get selected to the Pro Bowl this year in the AFC side, and of course the Pro Bowl is a big popularity contest.
Yeah, it's popular. Really. It's also just kind of a free trip to Hawaii, just to kind of have fun for a little while.
Washington had 2 make it. Then they have like about 10 alternates.
Yeah.
Or 11 alternates. Yeah.
Wow.
The only 2 that made it were JD and Terry McLaurin. And so, this is the first time since 1991 that Washington has sent the quarterback wide receiver combo to the Pro Bowl. The last to do it was Gary Clarkin. My man right there, Mark Rippon.
Dang. I feel like we need the NFL historian voice.
I'm a Redskins fan, and I will.
January Friday morning.
It's just now I have a team that has got me excited again, and like looking forward to games on Sunday instead of let's torture myself for another embarrassment on Sunday. Now I'm like, team is relevant.
I'm telling you,
People are hating on my quarterback. That means we're doing good.
Commander's got people talking. You know, Jaden Daniels he's got eyes on him this season for sure.
Big time. And he's and it's more. You know what? I heard another. I know everyone's like, yes, I am. I am total jock riding on Jaden Daniels. The dude just impressed me every time I keep talking.
Sure.
But another one of those happened yesterday.
Yeah.
And it all spawned from at the end of the Falcons game when they won in overtime there. Jaden Daniels had this run where he took them to like the 3 or 4 yard line or something right there, and they called a timeout, and he's winded, and there's a scene that they caught now on NFL films and everything that they put up there where Marcus Mariota, who's our backup quarterback, goes up. Jaden's sitting kind of on his knees there, not on his knees, but kind of crouched down like a catcher's position in baseball. And so he's kind of sitting there, and Marcus Mariota grabs him and goes, "Hey, get up, get your win, man." And he says something, and he basically, Mariota goes up, "Hey, man." He goes, "Just get your win, relax." He goes, "Just use your God-given abilities and go get us a win," and kind of slaps him on the butt, and then Jaden goes off and wins the game.
That's the ADR they added after. What he actually said was, "I am not ready for this. Get up." Right.
But so they did, but they're responding. They were interviewing Mariota after the game about it, and he said something that kind of, he goes, Jaden Daniels, he goes, this is what's different about him. He goes, if you look back at the games this year and you see when he has his slow starts, he goes, what they're doing, he goes, they're throwing a lot of stuff at him that they've never seen, that we didn't practice, we didn't scout, and when he has this slow start, that's when he's figuring them out. He says, if you notice later, he's got them figured out. He's literally seeing stuff he's never seen before, and give him a couple series, and he's figuring out what they're doing.
It's rope-a-doping.
Yeah, he's literally doing stuff that's Tom Brady does, not a rookie quarterback.
He's studying while he's letting them get a couple, and
that's why I'm like, because everyone keeps calling him Lamar Jackson and all this, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, stat-wise, he's because he can run and all that. I said he's way more cerebral than those guys. Like, I think he's going to be like Lamar Jackson running and throwing with Tom Brady workout regime, mindset, and mentality to the game.
I think that's the thing that makes the difference, is the mindset and the ability to kind of play the game from, like you said, a cerebral level.
And then the other thing is kind of the big deal is, and this is what reflection of everything we're talking about, is like the guy's unflappable. Like in the most exciting moments, he's like, yeah, that was awesome, man. That was cool. That was pretty fun. Then, like, bag plum, well, that stunk, but we're going to get it back. He doesn't. It's almost to the point of annoying. Like, man, will you show some emotion?
Right.
But he's happy.
Unshakable.
Like when he scores a touchdown, he celebrates and everything. But he's like, I don't know. Part of me is like, I bet he's a bore at parties.
Well, probably, but that sounds like somebody who's got their feet pretty grounded in realism.
And I've also noticed. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That just as easily it could be taken away from him. You know, so he's
humble.
Appreciative, humble of appreciative of the gifts that he's got.
And I think part of it also has something to do, because I've also noticed a lot when you see Jaden Daniels, because now that he's the talk of DC, he's the star quarterback in DC, and now that they love him, he's literally the big celebrity in town. Wherever he goes, there's people following him, with cameras, and so anytime he's going out, like I've seen, like the other day he was going to a Wizards game.
Right.
That's the basketball team in DC that no one cares about. He went to that, and I think they showed him at various, he was at some concert, or we have a few celebrity, like Wale. He's from DC, and he's a token diehard Washington fan, and so he's like the official rapper of the Washington Commanders, Wale. But
it's funny because Wale is also a huge AEW fan, so he's kind of the official rap superstar of AEW.
Nice, he's got toes in different places. Yep. He likes his Commanders and wrestling. So, but so I think it was one of his concerts or something. But every time you see him, his mom's right there.
Oh,
his mom is so I think his mom's like his kind of manager a little bit, and kind of being his ground. Like there was one clip everyone was joking about where he was at the Wizards game, and he's kind of got his phone up, and he's like, someone's talking to him or something. You can see his mom like, get off your phone.
Oh,
puts the phone down.
Mom never stops momming.
Yeah.
It never stops.
It was kind of funny, but yeah, he's I don't know, man. He's just built different. He's just different. I mean, he's and to be honest, if you look at the quarterbacks from this class, because it's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
I still think Caleb Williams is going to be a great quarterback. And I think he just got put in a bad coaching situation up there.
Yeah.
Obviously, Bo Nix is lighting up the world in Denver here. I mean, and Penix Jr. I think he's going to be great. And I still think what's his name, J.J. McCarthy there in Minnesota. I don't know if it's going to be in Minnesota, but I think he'll be great somewhere.
Sure.
Unfortunately, Sam Darnold is making himself very indispensable in Minnesota right now.
Well, these are those moments where you get those flecks of greatness where, the combination hasn't been found yet. Like with Washington, getting the right coaching staff, the right, pass and receiving game, the right defense.
The planet's all aligned in
It's
DC.
all, exactly. Everything all came together. You have to have that right combination of things to have that perfect season. But the flecks of the awesome that are coming out in those, that class of quarterbacks, it's been impressive for sure.
I mean, even I would even say Jarek May's statement may still be good at some point, but I know he's of the group. I think he's the one that's kind of had the worst numbers of this group of quarterbacks that they were all kind of are really good.
Yeah.
But JD, man, he's just built different, man, and if he can stay healthy, that's his big thing. And of course, he's been fine, but because of the way he plays, it's just you feel like it's a matter of not if it's when it's going to happen. He's just, and everybody in Washington is still RG3 struck from because 2012 we were seeing a lot of the same things here. RG3, and of course he got his injuries that season, and it kind of ended a lot earlier and all that, but.
This is also that we can't have nice things.
But there's a huge difference between 2012 Washington and this one. And the thing is, and this is the thing, if you go back and watch like the 30 for 30s and all this about it, you'll see it. But RG3 was not wanted in Washington by the head coach of which was Mike Shanahan at the time.
Right.
That was our owner, the one that we all, his name is Mud. We do the name of which we not speak him anymore. It was all his doing. So they moved heaven and earth to move up to trade because that's what the owner wanted.
Right.
RG3. So we gave up our draft picks and everything else. Well, what Shanahan did was in the first round, number 2 pick, we drafted RG3. Then in the 4th round, we drafted Kirk Cousins. That's Shanahan's guy, was Kirk Cousins. Burial. And so and he was never sold. And so Kyle Shanahan, who's now the head coach of 49ers, basically built the whole, this whole offense around RG3. And that was the year of the pistol formation became the thing in the NFL.
Right.
And it was all, and that was the Shanahans and RG3 that kind of turned the world a storm in 2012. And everyone was like, holy cow. And then they started figuring it out. And then, now it's kind of offshoot into now that's the way of these quarterbacks. To be a successful NFL quarterback, you got to be built like Lamar Jackson, Michael Penix Jr., Jaden Daniels. That's the way the NFL is going now. The ways of the old, anchored, in the pocket passer doesn't move is not the way the NFL works.
No, quick on your toes. You got to move around a lot. You got to be light on your feet and head in the game too.
That's right. Keep your head on a swivel.
Vicious cockfight.
That's right. You stabbed a guy with a trident. I don't want to lay low for a few days. All right. It is 8:19. We're going to play our interview we had with Jim Lucy from the African Children's Choir. They will be at the Church of the Nazarene on Sycamore this Sunday, beginning at 10:45. A free show. It's really going to be a great. So we invite you to come out to church and come see them perform. But we're going to play that interview with him. Had a great conversation with Jim, talking a little bit about the children's choir, where these kids come from, and what they hope to do, and all that good stuff. So,
very good.
Yeah, so we'll play it for you here in a minute. But first, let's get you up to date on the weather. Enjoy now. It will be different next week.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good today, mid-60s and sunny and not too windy. Overnight, a few clouds. We're down to the mid-30s. We'll have a cold front moving into our area on Saturday. It will stay fairly mild. We'll be in the low 70s, but the wind will be gusty around 25 miles an hour. Pretty cold on Saturday night, dipping into the mid-30s and clear skies. A little bit cooler on Sunday following that cold front, upper 50s and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 38 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 51%. Winds currently out of the north at 3 miles per hour. Mostly sunny today and a high of 64 expected. Winds will be out of the north 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear, mostly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 35 degrees. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. Saturday, warming up. Cloudy to start, but gradually becoming sunny. 74 our high tomorrow with east winds 5 to 10 for the morning, but picking up and getting breezy 10 to 20, 15 to 20 for the afternoon on Saturday. Saturday night, mostly clear. Still warm overnight with an overnight low of 38. Winds will be out of the southwest, breezy 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sunday's going to be cooler. We'll be near 60, 59 officially under sunny skies. Winds out of the northwest at around 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then Sunday night's going to be cold. 24 for an overnight low under mostly clear skies. Monday, our high is 46 under mostly sunny skies. Monday night, overnight low of 25 under mostly cloudy skies. And then Tuesday, partly cloudy, 41 for a high. And then Tuesday night, we are looking at a 30% chance of snow showers. Mostly cloudy, 22 for an overnight. And then a 20% chance on Wednesday of next week of snow showers, mostly sunny. Highs only expected to hit 38, 39 that day. So enjoy your 70s tomorrow and 60s today because next week it will be different. All right, 8:21, we're going to take a 2.5-minute break. Then we'll play our interview with Jim from the African Children's Choir. Don't go away.
Artesia General Hospital has welcomed cardiologist Luther Weathers to the team. Dr. Weathers is board certified with a subspecialty in cardiovascular diseases. He treats patients with genetic heart defects, heart rhythm disorders, heart failure, coronary artery disease, chronic high blood pressure, and other cardiovascular diseases. Call 575-736-8270 to schedule your visit with Dr. Weathers in Artesia or visit artesiageneral.com/cardio appointment. Se habla español.
Whether it's NFL on Thursday, Sunday, or Monday night, or college football, Game Day Roswell is your #1 destination with a kitchen open for all your favorite snacks and apps, and a stock bar with a full line of beers and spirits, with happy hour pricing all the time, including $4 bottles and $5 16-ounce tap. And try the Game Day Signature Shot Cinnamon Rocky Mountain Honey Whiskey. Open Monday through Friday at 3, Saturdays at 11, and Sundays at 10:30 at 913 South Sunset in Roswell. Game Day, the place to go for sports.
As you look forward to the new year, you may be making some New Year's resolutions for yourself. Things like exercising regularly, eating healthier, or something else that you may not do any longer than the first week of the year. How about you take a different approach for this year's resolution? Instead of focusing on yourself, come up with a resolution that can help others. Look around you and see where there's a need and resolve to meet that need. It could be helping out once a month at a local nonprofit. It could be writing an encouraging note every week to someone who's sick or dealing with a difficult time. It could be intentionally sharing the story of how God has made a difference in your life. At Country Club Road, we are making resolutions for the future with this mission: know Jesus and make Jesus known. We invite you to join us as we work together to develop our Vision 2030 plan titled For All That You're Going to Do. Happy New Year and God bless.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Registration for the spring semester is on now at ENMU Roswell. A great career in healthcare, arts and sciences, or technical trades is waiting for you. Now's the time to skill up and get certified. Register today for spring 2025 classes and talk with an advisor. Log on to roswell.enmu.edu. ENMU Roswell. Success starts here.
Success starts here. ENMU Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 47.2% of all statistics are made up on the spot. Is this true? I'd say chances are about 50%. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 15 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us on the phone here this morning from the African Children's Choir, Jim Lucy joining us this morning. Good morning, Jim. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Good morning to you.
Well, thank you very much for spending a few minutes with us on the phone here this morning. Now, for folks, we want to invite everybody out this Sunday to church on the Roswell First Church of the Nazarene here in Roswell, 501 North Sycamore, where the African Children's Choir will be doing a performance 10:45 Sunday morning here this upcoming Sunday. First off, for folks that may not be familiar, tell us a little bit about the African Children's Choir and talk. We want to get to the story, but kind of talk a little bit about the show and the concert and what these children, what they do.
Okay. So yeah, like you said, the African Children's Choir is one of the programs that are run by the large organization Music for Life, under which we have different other programs, but focusing more on the African Children's Choir program, which I am part of right now as the tour leader of choir number 53. The children go out and do a tour of about 6 months, raising funds for their education and also to run different programs under Music for Life. But the way they do it is they do it through concerts, performances in different churches or places they have been invited.
Okay.
And what they do is they have, right now we are doing the Just As I Am album, which is comprised of different hymns that were once forgotten, and now we're just bringing them back so that people can remember and listen to the profound message that they bear. And also we have different African pieces. One is the drum piece and also the African dance.
Okay.
And they may also get a chance to see and hear African songs to kind of show them the African culture as well, but most importantly to show them the joy that the African child has regardless of the struggles through, many of them are coming from impoverished homes, poor backgrounds.
Sure.
But that does not stop them. We are trying to show them that there is a better future out there, and we are trying to give them guidance to help them, and also through sponsorship, they are empowered to make their lives better and also everyone around them. And hopefully, eventually, they will make Uganda and Africa a better place.
It's when we talk about music and I'm assuming, many of these children, through probably missionaries and things, were led and found Christianity and found Jesus. And what and of course, you hear the hymns, you hear the songs that come with, with the faith of Christianity. And I imagine for them, it's like, well, we get to hear this. But then, with this performances and what they do, they get to hear what is traditional for some Christians, but they get to hear it with an interpretation from the African culture to say, hey, we hear these hymns, we hear this, and this is how we bring our contribution to these songs, and how how they come and interpret us and make us where you kind of put your own inspiration on it, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Now, do they all come from the one country, Uganda? There, or are these children from all over Africa?
So, back in the past, we've had children coming from different parts of different African countries.
Mm-hmm.
I, for one, for example, was in choir number 16 as a little boy, so I got to travel.
Okay.
And my choir was comprised of children coming from 3 different countries in Africa, which was Uganda, Kenya, and Rwanda.
Okay.
And then choir number 18 was comprised of children coming from Nigeria and Ghana. So I think then we have had a choir coming from South Africa as well. And now, then you're able to see and know that, there are different parts of the countries that we've had choirs come from.
Sure.
But currently we have been having children come from Uganda, And sometimes it's just the different government policies. Sometimes there are countries that don't want or may feel like there's no need of the organization support.
Sure.
And they'll go ahead and, take care of the kids for themselves. But with that said, when Ray Barnett started the organization back in 1984, he unfortunately passed away this year. This year, September 2nd. But we do grateful and we celebrate his legacy that he has left behind, and we'll continue, spreading the hope and making sure that every child gets a chance to dream and fulfill their potential.
So it kind of makes 2025 a little bit more special for the choir this year.
Yes, definitely.
I'm kind of curious because, like you said, some of the children come from different countries within Africa. Does that because I would imagine if you grew up in one country, your what you experience and things. There's going to be similarities, but differences too. Is there a lot of even infusion of culture within the choir in itself? Just taking different aspects from each country in Africa and kind of infusing it together, or is the culture so close that they really do share common culture there?
Yes, when you look at the African culture, it's process, goes beyond borders, the different countries, because children quickly learn a lot from homes and their families. And we have the saying that it takes a whole village to raise a child back home in Africa, not just, the biological parents or guardians. So with that said, and also we've had a general poverty experience in most of these countries. So we kind of have a similar culture, although we may be slightly different because we're coming from definitely different countries.
Sure.
But the struggle is pretty much the same. The poverty is pretty much the same. So when the children come and join and become part of a choir program, they kind of have similar stories to share.
Sure.
And as you go ahead and listen to the different testimonies of those that have gone through the program like I, and you compare it with some other some other person that has gone through the program from a different country, you see very little difference because we all go through the same, journey. Coming from a poor family, then you're given hope through education and support by the organization. You maybe get a qualification, like a degree or something. You start working, then you're able to help those around you and yourself as well. So it's a similar story for most, if not all of us.
Sure. Yeah, it's kind of there might be slightly different details in the thing, but we all kind of came from the same conditions, the same type of lifestyle, and with that we have common ground. What's some of the young? What's the youngest age group of children in the choir, and do they go all the way up to 17, 18? What's kind of the age range of the children in this year's choir?
So the African Children's Choir, the choir has children from the ages of 8 years, sometimes 7 to 11 years, and currently the youngest we have in choir number 53 is 8 years, then the oldest is 10 years old.
Wow. This is really great now. And this is the part, that they get to, obviously through the program, they're creating a foundation to give, whatever dreams these children have when they get to become adults, they've got a foundation to pursue that. But on the other side too, is the experiences that these kids, it's imagine, if for folks listening, if you were 7 or 8 years old and you got to go to a whole nother country and experience other cultures and do things that, to do that as a 7 or 8 year old versus as a 30-year-old. And so I think these children they're probably taking as much from the experience of just coming and going from various cities in the United States. And I imagine do you guys go to other like Europe or other parts of the world too? And do this?
Yes, we have in the past, but these previous choirs, about 4 choirs, we have been doing the U.S. tours.
Okay.
So the West Coast, one choir may do the West Coast, and the other choir may do the East Coast. Then some meet in between there.
Okay.
But in the past, we've had children go to different other countries: the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, England. We've had choirs go to Japan. We've had choirs go to Singapore. I have been in Singapore as a child in the choir, and I've been to Netherlands. I've been to Wales, or so many other countries. We have choirs that have gone to, I think, France.
Wow. I imagine you got some pretty good frequent flyer miles on the airline there, huh?
I don't know. Yeah, but it's all about experience and exposure to the child, because once you travel and see the world, and you kind of get to know that it's not all about your situation currently. There is a bigger world out there, and you use that, exposure and experience to make yourself better and also those around you better. You take the development back home. You're like, hey, this is actually possible because I have seen it happen. Sure. I have seen the buildings and everything, the wonderful, beautiful roads. So you have that mentality as a child, and as you grow up, you try to work towards that based on what you've experienced.
Absolutely, and I mean, obviously, governments and do what governments do in the world of that. Oh, we as individual people, sometimes you got to go with the flow and make the best of life as you can there. But I would imagine as these children grow up, and like you said, some are going to go back to their homes, and hopefully they can affect these positive changes. And like you said, where maybe their kids won't have to come from that same background that they had to go to, because they came back and made a difference in their communities. You know what I mean? And I imagine that's probably in a lot of these children's hearts when they do after all the tour and after all the music, and when they do go back to what they want to do with their life again. I imagine a lot of them do kind of look back and say, I want to use this to make my community a better place for the next generation.
Oh yes.
Which I imagine is for you is like that too, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because you look at our mission, the mission of the organization, which is helping Africa's most vulnerable children today, so they can help Africa tomorrow. So that's the goal for all of us. Once you go through this, you are helped. It's your full responsibility to extend the help. So,
absolutely. And I imagine, it helps you guys can sing too. That's the other part. There is we talk about the opportunity, and we talk about, but these are amazing, talented musicians as well too. You're going to hear beautiful performances on Sunday, and unique takes on stuff you've never seen or been exposed to before, but also things that you're going to be like, oh, that's something I'm very familiar with. I've just never heard it done that way before. So I think folks are really going to enjoy you guys' performance on Sunday. Now, you guys are just here in Roswell for this one Sunday morning performance, correct?
Yes, we are.
Very good, and it's going to be this Sunday, January 5th, 10:45 in the a.m. service, and it's going to be at Roswell First Church Nazarene, which for folks not familiar, it's there on Sycamore, 501 North Sycamore. Come on by for service, and of course, enjoy the African Children's Choir. So for you guys on the tour, where did you guys start, and where do you guys go next?
Well, we started off in North Carolina, then we hit Pennsylvania, and we've been traveling to different other states. The whole of New England, we've been to all those states. Okay. Ohio, we've been to Kentucky. They got to visit the Ark Encounter.
Oh. Is that a highlight for the trip so far for you?
One of the highlights. Yeah, definitely. Something I'd always dreamt to see, and we got to see that, so that was extra special.
Okay.
But then the whole of December, we've been in different parts of Texas.
Okay.
And now January, we moved to New Mexico. Yeah, so most of January is going to be in the different areas of New Mexico.
It's kind of.
Then we'll go to.
It's kind of. I imagine you kind of notice as you go to these different parts of the country. Notice how, even the foods we eat to everything else is different, huh?
Yeah, it's different. America is so diverse,
That's true.
You cannot just define it by one town or one city you go to. It's different in different places.
It is. It's really, and you could even, like you were just talking about being in Texas, in a place like Texas, you could literally go 30 miles away and it'd be a different culture. You know?
Yep, I've seen that.
So I got to ask, what's been your favorite food since you've been on tour here? Anything you tried new that you really dug or did not like? I'd be curious about that too.
I love burgers so much, and they love me back. Then,
yeah, you got to be careful of those. Those burgers will slow you down if you eat too many of them.
I try to do exercise, and then I also love lasagna, definitely.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. So good pasta.
Nope.
Do you like spicy foods or not so much?
Mild.
Mild, okay. Well, now that you're in New Mexico, kind of green chili's our thing here in New Mexico. So I'm sure at some point when you would, while you're here, some folks will introduce you to some green chili and probably some Mexican food. I'm sure you had some in Texas, but maybe some enchiladas or something like that. You can never go wrong with that around here. So.
Yeah, we are looking forward to, food is another language I love understanding.
Food, everybody loves food. Everybody, that's what makes, we could, at the end of the day, we could solve a lot of problems in this world over dinner.
Yep, that's true.
Absolutely. True. Well, Jim, we do appreciate you spending some time with us. Folks, again, come out and see the African Children's Choir. They're going to be performing this Sunday, January 5th at 10:45 in the morning at Roswell First Church of the Nazarene at 501 North Sycamore. Come on out, one-time only performance. And then, so if you want to come see them, it's free. Just come, bring the family, come and enjoy a beautiful way to ring in 2025. And especially, we kind of look at the beginning of the year as a time of renewal and a time of, refreshing, or maybe a time to better yourself or better your situation. Well, start it with a beautiful inspirational performance by the African Children's Choir, where I guarantee you're probably going to be blown away, especially when you see these kids, especially when you see younger kids do things that adults are really, that adults can't do. That always amazes me. And so.
Yeah, they are going to, just have a time of a lifetime, the perfect way to start the year.
Sure.
Seeing the joy through the music and everything.
I imagine you get to see since you're kind of a world traveler now, so you've been around a bit, but I mean, when you see some of the younger kids, a lot of big eyes when they're probably hitting cities and hitting some of these places for the first time, huh?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We haven't seen snow yet, so it's one thing we're definitely looking out for.
Ooh, will you?
The kids haven't.
Snow's a different thing. That's going to be a lot of fun. Now, where are you going after this?
So we'll be after Roswell.
Okay. Yes, after Roswell.
Yeah, we will be Ruidoso.
Okay.
Then El Paso. So we'll come back to Texas for a bit. Then in El Paso, then we'll go to Mogodo.
Okay.
Then La Rosa. Then Rio Rancho.
Okay, so you're going to be hanging out in New Mexico for a while.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you this. Ruidoso, I'm not sure if they're going to have snow the day you're there, but there is a ski resort in Ruidoso called Ski Apache, and they've got snow right now. So if you're in Ruidoso and you all get a little time in your hands, go up to the ski resort, and you guys will find snow and get to roll around in the snow over there.
We definitely will do that.
Yeah. And then you might want to check out some skiing. Bring a coat. It'll be chilly.
Skiing? I have not done skiing before.
Yeah. See, they're only about an hour away from us, but they are much higher in elevation. We're about 6,000 feet here in Roswell. Up where Ski Apache is and all that, where the ski resort is, it's about 12,000 feet. So it's a lot colder up there. So.
Do you get snow in Roswell?
Once in a while, we'll get, usually once a year, we'll get an inch or two here and there.
Okay.
Although, about 6-8 years ago, we had, they called it Winter Storm Goliath, and we got 20 inches of snow, which was, about almost, 1.5 meters of snow, probably would something you'd understand, measurement wise there. So it was, and that shut us down. We didn't know what to do with ourselves with that one. So.
Okay.
But Ruidoso, I think you're going to have a good chance of seeing snow in Ruidoso.
We are looking forward to it. We want to, the children to have that first experience.
Excellent. Well, I think you're going to do it. I think you'll enjoy it, and I hope you really do enjoy New Mexico. All of it is you're going to get to see a lot of it there. You're going to notice as you go to the northern part of the state, it's going to be a little bit different than the southern part. It's different. It's more desert down here, where it's more mountains up there. So it's a little different. So, but folks, if you want to see them here in Roswell, the African Children's Choir will be performing this Sunday, 10:45 a.m. at Roswell First Church of the Nazarene. They're on Sycamore, 501 North Sycamore. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call the church or look at their Facebook page. They do have an event page on their Facebook that's got all the information you need right there, so you can look it up there too. So, hey, Jim, before we let you get back to it, is there any information or anything you wanted to share that we just forgot to mention?
Well, thank you, Mike, for giving us this platform.
Oh, anytime.
To kind of share our story and let people know. And we are truly grateful for that. Then, in case anybody wants more information regarding the African Children's Choir, they can always visit our website at africanchildrenschoir.com.
Okay.
We have travel dates there. There are programs that are run by the organization, the story, and in case someone wants to do a donation to the choir programs, they can also do that through the website as well.
Excellent. And of course, and if you want to read more about the story, and I know we touched on it a little bit, but if you want to get a little more in depth on exactly what kind of things the organization is doing with these children, you can read all about that at the website there.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yeah, the concerts are free. So nobody needs to worry about paying, for getting a ticket or anything.
Just come on in.
We just do sometimes collect a lab offering during the concert, and it's all entirely optional.
But if you can afford it and are able to do it, God bless you, thank you. But if not, doesn't come on down and hear the word of God and see it and experience it in a unique way, and that's through the eyes of these and through the voices of these children. I think you'll really be impressed by it. So, Jim, thank you very much. It was great to have a conversation with you, and look forward to seeing you here this weekend. And who knows? We never know. You may be if our paths cross again here. If you ever come through the area, I'd love to come in for a visit.
Oh, thank you so much. Looking forward to meeting you all.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Jim, and rest up that voice for Sunday here.
You are most welcome.
All right. Take care, Jim.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Bye-bye. Just a quick tour there. That was Jim Luzzy with the African Children's Choir. I had a great conversation with them. They got it. I was kind of reading some of the stuff on the website earlier, and they really do some cool stuff there. So I invite you to check them out again. It's going to be this Sunday, January 5th, 10:45 a.m. at Roswell First Church of the Nazarene, 501 North Sycamore here in Roswell. All right, it is 9:38. Let's pause for news and Hannity update and all that good stuff, and then we'll come back and chit.
News update. I'm Jared Sorello. The North Pennsylvania Avenue Bridge over Spring River in Roswell would be closed during the daytime hours 4 days a week for the next 3 weeks as work continues to replace the water line crossing that was damaged during the October floods. The closure will be Monday through Thursday for the next 3 weeks. Motorists should seek alternate routes during the project. And if you're driving in the area, also don't forget to observe all project-related signage to help ensure the safety of the working crews. The grandmother of a 12-year-old child who died in 2021 of a fentanyl overdose is now appealing her conviction. 58-year-old Kelly Smith of Carlsbad was arrested after 12-year-old Brent Sullivan was found dead in a shed behind Smith's home on Western Way. Authorities charged Smith with several crimes, including child abuse, and Smith was eventually convicted by a jury after a 4-day trial. A judge sentenced her to 15 years in prison, but Smith now claims she was under duress when she initially gave police an interview. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. Had a couple of games last night, boys hoops, and the Roswell Coyotes are now 9-3 overall after winning at Organ Mountain by a score of 77-63. The Coyotes have the weekend off, but they'll play Monday at Las Cruces. That starts at 5:30 Monday afternoon. Meanwhile, the Goddard guys last night hosted Gadsden from Anthony, New Mexico, and Gadsden pulls off the 47-44 victory. Goddard's now 4-6 on the season. They'll take on Valencia, a team that's got a similar record, 6-7. That's tonight at 6 o'clock. On the girls' side, the Roswell girls will be playing at Organ Mountain tonight at 6:30. Roswell is 9-2 on the season. And then the girls will, on Saturday, stay in Las Cruces, play Centennial at 12:30 Saturday afternoon. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good today. Mid-60s and sunny and not too windy. Overnight, a few clouds. We're down to the mid-30s. We'll have cold front moving into our area on Saturday. It will stay fairly mild. We'll be in the low 70s, but the wind will be gusty around 25 miles an hour. Pretty cold on Saturday night, dipping into the mid-30s and clear skies. A little bit cooler on Sunday following that cold front, upper 50s and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report.
U.S. stocks finished lower yesterday during what was the first trading day of the 2025 calendar year. The three major indices actually opened the session higher, but then around late morning, stocks reversed course. And so the market experiencing some push and pull here at the end of 2024 and as 2025 gets underway. Amid yesterday's sell-off, bond yields spiked. The benchmark U.S. 10-year Treasury saw its yield go up near 4.6% at one point. And zooming out a bit, as bond yields or fixed income assets rates rise, it does make relatively riskier stocks less attractive to investors and institutional investors. In economic data, the holiday-shortened trading week, light on reports, but yesterday jobless claims were published, and both initial and continuing unemployment claims fell week over week. Today, look for the ISM Manufacturing Index for December, as well as December's auto sales. And in other financial news, the dollar index, which gauges the greenback's performance against 6 other currencies, climbed 0.7% yesterday, reaching levels not seen since November of 2022. With business, I'm James Flippin.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report.
Roger Stone here with an urgent warning. A financial war is coming and your savings are at risk. While inflation continues to kill the dollar, America's enemies have launched a final attack on the U.S. dollar. That's why thousands of Americans are shielding their savings with gold and contacting the experts at Colonial Metals Group. For a free gold guide that explains everything you need to know, go to freegoldguide.com/stone or call 800-747-6589 for your free gold guide and find out if you qualify for up to $7,500 in free silver.
Whether it's NFL on Thursday, Sunday, or Monday night, or college football, Game Day Roswell is your #1 destination, with a kitchen open for all your favorite snacks and apps, and a stock bar with a full line of beers and spirits, with happy hour pricing all the time, including $4 bottles and $5 16-ounce tap. And try the Game Day Signature Shot Cinnamon Rocky Mountain Honey Whiskey. Open Monday through Friday at 3, Saturdays at 11, and Sundays at 10:30 at 913 South Sunset in Roswell. Game Day, the place to go for sports.
When you're active, injuries happen. Don't let them keep you on the sidelines. Make your comeback stronger with Soft Wave Therapy. Cutting-edge treatment to get you back in the action. Soft Wave Therapy is non-invasive and offers quick treatment with little to no side effects. This is the same technology used by the nation's top universities and professional athletes. Get back into the game. Give Premier Chiropractic a call today at 623-2900 or visit healthyroswell.com.
You there! What are these?
My glasses, Your Highness.
They're incredible. Who made these?
The eyesight in Roswell. Or was it Hobbs? Or maybe Carlsbad.
So well crafted and stylish. So the eyesight thinks they can challenge my throne with their quality eyewear.
Actually, Your Majesty, I got 2 pair and an eye exam. It was so easy. I did it during my lunch break, and they even took my insurance.
Lunch break? Who gave you a lunch break?
Human resources, Your Majesty.
Silence! I'll get you eyesight!
The Eyesight, now accepting new patients 5 and up in Roswell, Hobbs, and Carlsbad.
3 locations?
Clearly the best in sight.
Your window of opportunity is almost here. Open enrollment period is your chance to sign up for affordable health insurance through Be Well, New Mexico's health insurance marketplace. Get free help finding a quality, low-cost plan that covers medical appointments, urgent care, prescriptions, and more. You could even qualify for free coverage. Visit BeWellNM.com between November 1st and January 15th to find a plan that fits your life and your budget, and open a whole new world of possibilities.
As you look forward to the new year, you may be making some New Year's resolutions for yourself. Things like exercising regularly, eating healthier, or something else that you may not do any longer than the first week of the year. How about you take a different approach for this year's resolution? Instead of focusing on yourself, come up with a resolution that can help others. Look around you and see where there's a need and resolve to meet that need. It could be helping out once a month at a local nonprofit. It could be writing an encouraging note every week to someone who's sick or dealing with a difficult time. It could be intentionally sharing the story of how God has made a difference in your life. At Country Club Road, we are making resolutions for the future with this mission: know Jesus and make Jesus known. We invite you to join us as we work together to develop our Vision 2030 plan titled For All That You're Going to Do. Happy New Year and God bless.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Since the moment you were born, I've made 1,000 wishes. Wishes for your future, in a world that's changing fast. For all of the things you may one day do play and laugh. Do win and lose. Do learn from your mistakes. And challenge yourself to grow. Do not be afraid. Or make decisions based in fear. Do it all with confidence and with kindness and strength. Do call your mom and ask her for advice. And always do your best to remember that no matter what you do in this life,
thank you.
What matters to me is that you keep doing. I love you always.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Did you know you share your birthday with at least 9 million other people in the world? Your birthday isn't feeling so special now, is it? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 8:58. Stay tuned next hour, about 9:15 or so. Barbara Gomez with Main Street Roswell scheduled to join us. Give us an update on what's happening for Main Street in 2025. As well, got the New Year's and new stuff and all that on the brain. So we'll get that update from Barbara next hour here. So we'll have all that for you here. I've been watching. I've gotten caught up on almost all of my shows now, so I'm kind of like, we gotta find new things to because, like Kim and I, we're getting into a time where it's kind of dry TV, so we haven't been really, like last night. What do we? I watched Hell's Kitchen, and I watched that. So they had new shows last night, so I did watch Hell's Kitchen, but I watched there's on Fox, the Animal Control's on afterwards. But I watched it. It was all right. It's kind of funny. I didn't watch the first season. I started to, and then I didn't, and then I watched last night. So I don't know. Well, maybe I'll stick with it. But they premiered another show afterwards. I can't remember the name of it, but it's Dennis Leary, and he's running his base in the the Netherlands or something, and actually. The dude from Community is like his adjutant, and now his daughter's at the base. But anyway, it was the first episode of it premiered last night, and jury's still out. I mean, I want to like it, I'm going to give it a chance. They must have high hopes. They stuck it on Thursday night. So it might be good. Like, it's got potential. I do like it. It does have a hint of like a Sergeant Bilko like feel to it, but with a reverse. Like, instead of the main character be the guy circumnavigating the general, now we're seeing it from the general's perspective a little bit, kind of thing, you know. So it's got a esque of that, but then again, you're like, maybe Dennis Leary's not so, because it. Anyway, I'm not sure if the show's good yet, but I'm gonna at least give it a second watch, so, and maybe check it out.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
This hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. They're back. Lawmakers have returned to Capitol Hill, where the 119th Congress, with both houses led by the GOP, will convene shortly. Town Hall News correspondent Bob Agnew is there.
The lines are long and security tight here on the Hill as the new Congress greets the new year, with expectations President-elect Donald Trump will be wielding greater influence than he did during his first term. Both chambers set to begin their sessions at noon Eastern Time, a mere formality in the Senate as majority Republicans have already selected their party leader, South Dakota Senator John Thune. Not so in the House, where their slim majority may force Republicans to hold more than one vote to decide whether Mike Johnson will continue as Speaker. Bob Agnew, Capitol Hill.
Life is slowly getting back to normal in New Orleans in the aftermath of the terror attack that killed 14 people. Bourbon Street is reopened following a public memorial service.
We laid 14 yellow roses down.
New Orleans Police Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick on a memorial service as Bourbon Street was reopened to visitors.
And then there was prayer.
14 people out celebrating New Year's Eve in the French Quarter when a man in a pickup truck cut short their lives. An 18-year-old, Nikira Didu, who had dreamed of becoming a nurse, 27-year-old Tiger Besh, who'd played college football at Princeton, and Reggie Hunter, the father of 2 boys, among the 14 victims. A blood drive was held in their honor.
So we're asking people to come out and donate.
I'm Jackie Quinn.
President Biden has scuttled the proposed $15 billion purchase of U.S. steel by Japan's Nippon Steel. New caravan of migrants has started marching north toward the U.S. border from southern Mexico. It set out yesterday. On Wall Street, stocks are higher. The Dow is up 244 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
South Korea's impeached president not giving in to investigators' demands.
South Korean investigators have left the president's official residence after a nearly 6-hour standoff, during which he defied their attempt to detain him. It's the latest confrontation in a political crisis that has paralyzed South Korean politics and seen 2 heads of state impeached in under a month. President Yoon Suk-yeol, a former prosecutor, has resisted investigators' attempts to question him for weeks. The last time he's known to have left his residence was on December 12, when he went to the nearby presidential office to talk to the nation, making a defiant statement that he will fight efforts to oust him. I'm Charles Dillethesme.
Hundreds of people rescued or evacuated after a fire broke out in a large commercial building in South Korea. More than 260 firefighters and 80 vehicles deployed to the scene of that blaze. News and analysis at townhall.com. State of Tennessee's revised manual detailing procedures for the execution of death row inmates will apparently remain under wraps.
Tennessee correction official Kayla Hackney denied a public records request from the Associated Press, citing a state law protecting the identities of the executioner and other people involved. However, the law says confidential information should be redacted, and the fact that a record contains confidential information is not a reason to deny access to it. The decision mirrors efforts across the U.S. to suppress public access surrounding executions. John Scott reporting.
A year after a door panel blew out of a Boeing 737 MAX jetliner in flight, the nation's aviation regulator says the company needs to change its culture and put safety ahead of profits. FAA Chief Mike Whitaker made the comment in an online post today. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Crazy Viernes.
Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5. Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday.
Yes, indeed.
Happy first weekend of the new year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you do any of your any of those like superstition first of the year things? Like, did you eat any black-eyed peas?
I did not eat any black-eyed. We talked about it.
I'm of the belief.
I don't like black-eyed peas.
Well, I love black-eyed peas personally.
So does my wife.
It's not something I seek out, but if they're there, I enjoy them. Like, rather nice. But I have found, or at least it seems to me, that every year I've done okay, I'll eat the black-eyed peas. That turns out to be a less than great year.
So,
like, it seems like the inverse is true for me.
Right.
So, like, if I try to, lean into the superstition, then it's going to bite me in the keister. But if I don't, usually it works out better for me.
Maybe it only works for people that don't like black-eyed peas.
Maybe.
Like, you get good luck if you do something you don't like. So if you love them, maybe you should avoid them.
So I need to eat things that I don't like.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it's too late now. It's the 3rd.
Right.
So
yeah.
You blew that by not doing it on the 1st.
For next year, maybe.
Yeah.
That would be the way to go.
Speaking of eating, and I know our guest is here, so I want to get to it.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to open these.
Okay.
And if we don't open them now, I'm going to take them home and eat them anyways. So
okay, so we better do it.
It is good. It is a good thing. So
right.
I was perusing around yesterday at our local Asian market.
Okay.
And by the way, back open for business.
Good.
The restaurant side open and doing its thing.
Delicious lunch or dinner, man. Get on in there.
Call in your orders. A fantastic menu, and Nook puts a little bit of love into every single dish.
Yeah. And she'll light you up if you want to.
Absolutely. And now I know this is cheating because she, usually brings us delectable treats, but I had a chance to kind of peruse the snack aisle, and I found a couple of things that I thought might be interesting to the palate of our morning show.
All right.
We frequently try unique Oreo flavors.
It's true.
And these are two of the most unique I've ever seen in my entire life.
All right.
Starting out with
the banana?
These are, I'm trying to find the label, a specific kind of peach.
Oh, peach. Okay.
Yeah. It is
I just saw a lot of
Oolong
yellow.
tea and peach
Okay.
is what this is.
All right.
Oolong tea.
Oolong
and
tea and peach. Okay.
And then this is Oreo, and these are grape and peach.
Okay. I was like, please don't be wasabi.
Grape and peach.
It's green grape.
It's green grapes. Which,
Yeah.
sounds like an intriguing
That's
combination.
why I saw green. I was like, please don't be wasabi. Please don't be wasabi.
that would be pretty diabolical. But by the way, if you're ever out there, they do have a fantastic selection of snacks. They have like a whole bunch of different Pockies, some great stuff. If your kids are into Hello Kitty, they have a lot of that stuff. there as well.
Ramen? Dude, they got ramen.
So much
So many
ramen.
different types of ramen.
But look, they're in little packets.
Oh.
That's a creative way to put less in there.
Jocelyn, Barbara,
Good
you want
job.
in on any of these?
These are oolong tea and peach flavored Oreos. Oh, we're all gonna guinea pig.
Yeah,
we're picking it up in here.
They're
All
Oreos, right? They can't be that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take one. I'll let you go ahead and take one there. Pass it around.
Just turn on other microphones. You're on 4.
I'm going to give Barbara one here.
Okay.
All right.
Pass it over to Michael. And this is the tea and peach flavored ones.
Tea and peach.
Yes.
Well, it looks just like a regular Oreo.
Yeah, it's kind of normal looking cream.
Doesn't smell.
I'm gonna crack it open just to kind of see.
However you do your Oreo, you do it. Whether you
Now
split
it has a very peach
It
smell
does.
to it, very
Okay.
much.
All right,
So,
let's
all
do this.
right. Ooh,
It's good.
that's downright refreshing.
It's actually good.
I wondered about the chocolate Oreo. Like I figured maybe a vanilla with this, but that works really well.
I guess my cold is not
Maybe.
is affecting me because it just tastes like an Oreo to me.
It's light. The peach flavor's light, but
yeah.
it's
There is a little difference,
that's really good.
but for the most part, it just tastes like an Oreo.
There's a hint of peach in there.
But it's got a bit of zing to it.
It's
yeah.
not overwhelming.
Yeah. It's.
That's
I think
pretty
it's
good.
like a thinner one. Like it looks like it's a little less cream
A little
than,
bit less, yeah, like they didn't go
than the
overboard.
fat American version.
So they give you individually wrapped?
Yeah, there's like 2 little 5-packs in there.
Wow.
Right?
That's good.
Just
Turn
like
it-
a little
turn her
nostril.
mic on, too.
Yeah, but turn that mic on.
And so these ones are peach and green grape. So I'm not sure if that's like the muscat grape, like from the grape juice grape, or what.
I gotta hope it's gonna be like the Welch's grape juice grape.
Mhm.
'Cause that
So-
sounds like it should be that way.
Another individual pack.
Or grape jelly grape.
That's just downright convenient. No. Okay, so I'm wondering. Okay, they both look the same. I was worried because this is just green. If it was
Oh.
just the grape, and the other one was just the peach. But
Okay.
all right, so let's crack this pack open here, and we'll do.
Now,
the
if y'all want to
same.
live dangerously, I can help y'all out there. I've got something over here to help
Yeah,
that out.
we've got some weird stuff.
We don't have to do this.
What?
today.
Oh.
Well,
Now that I may not try.
It's like, I'm not
She's
sure.
not that brave.
You need to tell them what
There's
you're
2
holding
types.
up.
There's either stewed or salt baked.
I'm genuinely curious about
Quail
both
eggs.
of those.
Yeah. Ready to eat, by the way.
Are they real?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of see them in the back. There's like a little black finger there.
From what I heard, they're like the salt baked. They're like made with like soy, I think is what it is. So okay, so these are making their way around.
This is the grape and
This is the
peach.
peach and
Mike,
grape.
did you buy those on purpose?
Oh my
Those
god!
I did, yeah.
That smells so good. And again, ooh, and you can see there is a delineation between the grape side and the peach
Well, I
side.
can definitely smell the grape.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that smells so
It's
good.
way more pungent than the peach.
Ooh, that's nice.
It's like-
Okay.
Smells like grape.
Grape
Kool-Aid.
juice. Yeah, grape Kool-Aid.
That's delightful.
Yeah, I dig that.
That's
This
really
is,
good.
I like this way better than the peach.
Yeah. Its flavor stronger.
It
The
really
green
is.
is apple, did
Ooh.
you say?
Now I got
Green grape.
that grape hit real hard in the middle.
Ooh, that's really good.
Yep, I like that. That's a good one. Proving once again that Oreo nails it every time.
They really do. They're really like what a lot of people get adventurous with the flavors. Oreo knocks it out of the park every time.
Like, and they've come up with some weird ones. Like there was that watermelon one.
I like that one,
It was delightful.
honestly.
I didn't have that one.
Huh?
It was
had
years
that one.
ago.
Yeah, that one was a few years back, but
Yeah, that grape one. That's a 10. I like that
pretty
grape.
That was
I'm very chocolate and vanilla, so I haven't tried the others except maybe the peppermint tasting ones for Christmas. Those are good.
Yeah, and weirdly enough, I loved the lemon ones.
I was gonna say the lemon thins.
Those were delightful.
Those are fantastic.
Yeah, those were really good. And I'm a chocolate guy, so I was kind of like, I shouldn't be digging this, but I'm digging it.
Hey, do you guys know whatever happened to those cookies that were lemon on the inside and powdery white on the outside, very thin?
The Danish
I don't know
wedding
what happened.
cookies.
What's that?
They're I think they're called Danish wedding cookies.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, you can find them if you look online usually or look around.
Farmers sometimes.
Yeah,
has them.
Like that,
limoncello is another name for those. I think.
Really?
Yeah,
They're
limoncello
really
cookies.
good. And what about the wedding cookies that are in powder?
Yeah,
Those are some of my favorite. They got little
dumpling ones.
Yep.
Those you can get at Walmart.
Really?
Oh yeah.
They have little chocolate chips, like teeny little pieces of chocolate chip in them.
Damn.
Yeah, those are delightful.
All those people on that weight loss resolution,
I know.
we just blew that right out the water.
That's out the window.
Sorry.
I really didn't think about the timing there.
But if you're looking for a cool Oreo, head on down to Asian Market.
Yeah.
That grape and peach. The peach is good too, but the grape and peach was superior to me.
That's maybe the best Oreo I've ever had.
Yeah.
Actually, I like the first one better.
Yeah.
This one, this is a little strong.
Yeah. Yeah, the peach one's more
It's
subtle.
a lighter.
Yeah, like
lighter
if
cookie.
to be honest, if you told no one, they probably just think they're eating an Oreo. I mean, if you just if you didn't say nothing, just said you want an Oreo, they probably wouldn't think twice
Yeah,
about
that
it.
grape is
They might
definitely
be like,
stronger tasting.
Yeah.
than
But
the
a
other
grape
one.
one, that smacks you.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
That was good. So thank you, Sean.
You are welcome.
And can I interest you in an egg in this troubling time?
Gonna wait till my time's more trouble.
The cookies. Can we swallow the cookies first?
I feel like this should have come after that.
I just wanted to say that line.
Start with you. You be the guinea pig.
I just wanted to do my ode to It's Always Sunny there. So. Barbara Gomez will officially join us in capacity here from Main Street Roswell here in just a minute. Give us an update what they got on tap for 2025 here. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good today. Mid-60s and sunny and not too windy. Overnight, a few clouds. We're down to the mid-30s. We'll have a cold front moving into our area on Saturday. It will stay fairly mild. We'll be in the low 70s, but the wind will be gusty around 25 miles an hour. Pretty cold on Saturday night, dipping into the mid-30s and clear skies. A little bit cooler on Sunday following that cold front, upper 50s and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, did I refresh my weather? No. Let me hit the refresh. Sorry. There it is. 40 here in Roswell. Humidity is at 49%. Winds are currently out of the north at 6 miles an hour. Today, pretty nice. Mostly sunny. 64 our expected high. Winds will be out of the northeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, mostly cloudy. Still warm overnight compared to what we're about to get. Overnight low of 35 tonight. South winds at 5 miles per hour. Saturday going to be downright warm. Mostly cloudy, but gradually becoming sunny. A high of 74 tomorrow with east winds 5 to 10 early, but the breezes will pick up 15 to 20 out of the southwest for the afternoon. Saturday night, mostly clear. Overnight low of 38, so another warm night with southwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. So it's going to be breezy. Sunday's getting cooler, and that's kind of the lead into what's after that. Sunny on Sunday, high of only 59, so we'll get near 60 on Sunday. Northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then it gets downright cold Sunday night, mostly clear, overnight low of 24 degrees. Monday, mostly sunny, high of only 46. Monday night, another mostly cloudy, overnight low of 25. Tuesday, partly cloudy, 41. And then Tuesday night, we are looking at a 30% chance of snow showers, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 22. 20% chance of snow showers on Wednesday. Otherwise, mostly sunny, high of only 39. And then Thursday, mostly sunny and 42. So enjoy your 74 tomorrow because it will change after that. All right, it is 9:18. We're going to take a 1-minute break, and then Barbara will join us on the other side from Main Street Roswell. Don't go away.
You have a life, places to go, things to do, people to see, but it's hard to enjoy life when you have pain. You don't have to live that way. Softwave Therapy from Premier Chiropractic in Roswell can help you. Softwave's cutting-edge technology is non-invasive and can help your body heal. This new technology uses therapeutic energy waves to activate the body's dormant stem cells to promote natural healing. Sessions are quick with short treatment times. Start healing today. Call Premier Chiropractic at 623-2900 or visit healthyroswell.com.
Check out some of the savings you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market. 5-ounce cans of Star-Kissed Chunked Light Tuna in water are 98 cents each, and boxes of Food Club mac and cheese are 2 for $1. In produce, 3-pound bags of juicy grapefruit are $2.77 each, and select bags of Dole salads are 2 for $5. In the meat department, family packs of boneless sirloin cut pork chops and boneless skinless chicken breasts are both $1.88 a pound. These are just some of the bargains you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. There are 293 ways to make change for $1. Try all 293 on the guy who keeps borrowing money from you. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Main Street, Roswell, all the way from upstairs, Barbara Gomez back in studio. Good morning. Happy New Year.
Good morning, and Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, so we started off with treats.
Yes,
So-
I got a couple of those treats. Those
Yeah.
are quite interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not really very adventurous.
Yeah,
when
you're
it
not
comes
an
to-
adventurous. You're
I'm
kind of a
not-
meat and potatoes kind of person, right?
Yeah. Give me the regular stuff. Yeah, my husband actually said to me last night when I left yesterday, he said, I'm going to cook dinner tonight, make something different. And I was like, I worried about it all day long. What is this different thing he made? It really wasn't off the charts, but it was a little too different for me. How's that? It was shrimp with ginger and garlic.
Okay.
I'm sure it sounds wonderful, doesn't it?
Sure.
And it actually didn't taste too bad, but
Sure.
it was not my cup of tea.
I'm a hit or miss on ginger. I'm not a big ginger fan.
I don't care for ginger. It's a
Yeah, I'm
little
not
too
either.
strong for
Yeah.
my, you know what I'm saying? It seems like I can taste it for a while.
Like when people say, "Oh, you're sick, you need to drink," or like stomach ginger ale, and I'm like, I don't like it.
Can't do it. Or
Ginger's
it's,
just-
it's almost kind of like
Yeah, my wife does. I can't do it.
But like cilantro,
Uh-huh.
some people can eat it and it doesn't affect them at all. For me, it's just like, wow.
Yeah, that's another
burst
one
in-
for me. I'm cilantro. I like it, but not some people go over the top. Like sometimes I'll get a steak burrito and all I taste is cilantro, and I'm like, all right, we need to calm down.
No,
with
I
the
don't like
cilantro.
that.
Yeah.
You don't have to start picking it
I
out
agree
or
with
whatever.
you.
I start picking that one
Sean
out.
would disagree with you, but
Yeah,
I agree with you.
And a lot of people love it and have it on
Yeah.
there and chop it up and put it on everything. And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I just don't like the taste that much.
I like it in small doses. I just
Mhm.
it's like if you put a third of what you put on there, then I'd be good with it.
That might be okay. Yeah. Or if you put it with some hot salsa.
yeah,
that's
with
okay. That's
other
okay.
onions or whatever. Yeah.
Right. So it's a new year, Mike.
Yeah.
There's a new year, dare I say, starting a new president. So there's a lot of different changes coming up, and some of them are good, some might not be good at all. But what do? You take what you get and just keep moving on, right?
Well, I'd like to say there's a lot of optimism and things. We got a legislative session where they say a lot of money, so hopefully, some good stuff happens out of this.
Right.
So hopefully, we're looking at a bright 2025.
And anytime you get a change in something, whether it's a change of a board or a change of new members or city council or a president, there is a sense of hope and a sense
Fresh
of
ideas.
Yeah, fresh ideas, and where are we going to go from here? So I say that to segue into just going back a little bit, because I do want to talk a little bit about Christmas.
Yeah.
I know it's gone and we're done with it, and a lot of people are like, "Yay, we're done!" But this year was an incredible year.
It was a wonderful Christmas season this year. I think
we really had a great
considering,
one.
I would say as a whole in the year it was a rough one with floods and fires and everything else.
Oh yeah.
But the Christmas season, it was a nice bow on a rough 2024.
Right.
A high note on a rough year.
I think after that flood, I think that everyone felt like we needed to do something special, or we needed to not forget, the good things that happen in Roswell and make people happy. I noticed that right after the flood, and you had the trick-or-treating happening. I couldn't believe how much there was. So many houses.
Life still goes on.
Yeah, there were so many people. There was more people than I'd ever seen. Adults, children, teenagers, people dressing up. The blocks just blooming with all kinds of stuff going on.
I think it was one we needed at the time. You needed a place
right.
to.
We needed
to-
something
to-
like
to-
that.
to just remind us of the community and the fun and the good stuff.
Mm-hmm. And the Christmas, of course, Jesse McDaniel's block, I think he's getting a little competition now, which is great because now he's got more than one block.
Love to see it. More the merrier.
The more the merrier. My husband loves driving around and looking at that. But I do want to tell you a little bit about downtown. And some of you may have seen, the lights go up in the trees. That happens as soon as we can get that done.
Mm-hmm.
And then we decorate.
Prettiest time of the year for Main Street.
It really is a pretty time of the year. And it could not be done without. These are not people that are members of Main Street. They are volunteer people that actually
their neighborhood.
Have a passion
it's
for
your
what
neighborhood.
they do.
Yeah,
yes.
It's your neighborhood. Their businesses are here. Their lives are here. This is their homes as much as it is their business.
And the community steps up and makes donations toward this. So first of all, I would like to send a big old thank you to Devin Bullock. I called her Mrs. Christmas because she's all about Christmas. And she's the one that started the holiday Christmas tree tradition of putting a Christmas tree downtown. And I think it was about a year ago or so she started collecting and getting donations from the community to buy a really large tree. So the tree that you see sitting in front of the courthouse lawn is a 17-foot Christmas tree. And it has the option to even get bigger.
Okay, so we're going to go bigger.
So we can actually, if we get enough money, we can actually add more bottoms to it and make it bigger and bigger and bigger.
So it like 20 feet, 30 feet.
It just depends on how big we want to make it.
Okay.
But she's the one that took on that project on her own. She reached out not just to Main Street people, but to the community of Roswell. And she collected all of the money to be able to buy that tree.
That's awesome.
And so she helps out with putting it up. She knows all about how to get it up and how to get it down. And so on that note, today at 10:30, we'll be taking down the tree.
All right.
So if you have
today or tomorrow?
Nope, today.
Today, Friday, 10:30 this morning.
Today,
Perfect.
Friday, 10:30. It takes a lot of hands to take it down. There's a lot of branches.
Sure.
So if you want something to do today at 10:30, go over to the courthouse lawn and help us start packing that back up. And
more hands make less work.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right. So a big thank you to Devin. Now, as far as the Holiday Light Project, that's a project that Wendy Marley started.
Okay.
It was a passion of hers, and she basically does the same thing. She reaches out to her friends, her family, her work people,
labors of love.
She's a
wrangle
real
the
estate,
family involved.
She's a real estate agent, and so she collects all of the funding for that. They hire Jesse McDaniel to put up the lights, and that's why they look so great, Mike. Because Jesse does a really good job on
the same anal retentiveness he does on his own. He does those out there.
He does it for us, but not only does he put them up, because some people have said, "Well, good grief, that's a lot of money you're spending on that." Well, it's more than just.
To be honest, it's the community donating.
It's
the
community donating
money,
their
effort,
time
everything.
And effort.
It's not like Main Street has a fund for this.
Oh golly, I
it's
don't.
All
I don't
done.
unless I start, doing fundraising early.
Sure.
And Wendy needs all the help that she can get. But a big thank you to Wendy. So the Holiday Light Project goes up just right before December, and before the first weekend in December, and then we keep them up for a little bit longer because I don't know if you've noticed it, Mike, but if you're not friends of Main Street on the Facebook, be a friend of Main Street. There are so many people. We've got thousands of people that follow our page, but it's a really great picture opportunity. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but
it evokes a sense.
Yeah.
I say it every year. I love it. Like if we could figure out a way to keep them on all year long, I'd be down. I'd be good with that because it's just and I see it a lot in the mornings because I get here, it's still dark.
Yes.
And so I see a lot when you come into town, and I ain't going to lie, that January and December when I'm driving through, like, you're kind of tired, sluggish, and then I hit the corridor with the lights. I'm like, oh, neat. You get distracted.
Nice. Yes.
And it literally puts me in a better mood every time.
Yeah. And, visitors that come to Roswell from other communities to shop or to hang out here, not specifically, for the Alien Fest or something, but they just come to Roswell to go shopping and go through our Main Street. I know some of my, counterparts that do the same thing, let's say in Carlsbad, Hobbs, and Ruidoso and other areas. They comment about how beautiful our Main Street looks around that time. But anyway, but again, back to Jesse McDaniel. His team not only puts that up, they maintain it. So some of the lights start hanging down. Believe it or not, people like to pull them down. Don't ask me why.
People, anytime you can't have nice things, there's always somebody that's got to do something.
Somebody that does something.
That's the world we live in.
Yes. So anyway, just wanted to put out that shout out for those two and to all of the sponsors. And if you're wondering who sponsored those trees, there are signs on every tree that will tell you
support the businesses that do this
who sponsored this. And they're not all businesses on Main Street. They're car dealerships, they're oil companies. There's just all types
Roswell merchants and various
people in this building have also supported some of those trees. So big
we're all
thank
tied
you
together. Main Street, Roswell, it's all one community. It's our, the Main Street. Yes, it has you define lines of an area,
of an area,
but its impact is much bigger than those borders of which it's encased in.
So I want to kind of back up a little bit to the window decorating contest. I don't know if you guys were aware of this, but every year we have a window decorating contest. I know some people out there ask, well, what about so-and-so? Barbara, you didn't put so-and-so.
It's a popularity contest.
It is a popularity contest, but you also have to sign up.
Sure. You got to put yourself out there to say, I'm in.
I'm in. Because, as always, Ms. Juliana Halverson, our great historian and city councilor, and, she takes wonderful pictures and videos and
utility person.
Yeah, she does a
the city
lot
utility
of things
person, wherever you need her.
For the community of Roswell.
Yeah.
But, she's got to pick a specific day and time when she can go out there and take pictures.
Do the official
if
judging.
You did not, she takes the
or
pictures.
the pictures for the official judging.
She does the pictures for the official judging. So if you didn't see your favorite person out there, you might ask them, did you enter into the contest?
Yeah.
Because we're not going to go and take a picture of everything downtown. We're going to take a picture of the ones that entered into the contest. That signed up.
Yeah.
And so this year we had quite a few of them sign up, a lot of windows sign up. And it was really kind of it is a popularity contest.
Absolutely.
Because you like it on Facebook.
Absolutely.
You ask your friends
That's
and
the whole
family.
point of this is to drum up business, to drum up eyes, to get people to come out and see this stuff.
And so the winners for this year, first place, Alien Enchantments with 313 likes.
Nice.
They won first place. So Alien Enchantments, if you've not been there, it's sort of a new semi-new business.
Okay.
It's right next to Eclectic Treasures and sandwiched in right there next to Bricktown.
Right here in the heart of downtown.
Yeah, and so they had a really cool one. And just to kind of back up a little bit, our theme this year was Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
And a few people got into it, and some people just couldn't see themselves doing that.
It's always a little bit. Yeah, some people are like, no, that's a little more Halloween-y than Christmas.
That's too Halloween-y for me.
And then some people are like, no, let's do it all.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
So there was, you know what I'm saying, there you didn't have to if you did not want to do Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, you can always do Christmas,
you can do
traditional
whatever
Christmas.
you want.
Yeah,
whatever you want. And so Alien Enchantment.
Everyone loves a Grinch.
Yeah. I actually could do Grinch every single year. I absolutely do love Whoville. So I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. And the second place winner, which again, people said, wait a second, Barbara, that's not the theme. It didn't have to be the theme, okay? But it was Tascosa Office Machines with 254 likes.
Nice.
And if you've not looked at that, it's such an intricate detail of a Christmas village. It's beautiful. They still have it up.
I love the ones where you got to spend time and like you
and
look,
really
and then you go look
them.
later and you find new stuff. It's always
and
like
I actually called and spoke to Danny, and we were talking about the theme, and he said, Barbara, you had to look really closely, but we did have the Nightmare Before Christmas on in the little village.
And see, what you do is because now this kind of does cross genre, but it does stay related. Is because Nightmare Before Christmas. That's the Tim Burton and his thing. Tim Burton also did Beetlejuice.
Yes.
And so if you do like the Christmas Village thing, I think you could incorporate the Nightmare Before Christmas a la Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah, I think so.
In the village.
I think I'm gonna. I am going over there to see him sometime, probably today or Monday. The third place winner was Imagine That with 226 likes.
Nice. Well, they do is they imagine and they do scrapbooking and all that. So they're good at recording history and presenting it. So
they did a great job also. And just to let you know that these three businesses will win a gift basket with all kinds of goodies. Some of it from Main Street, some of it not, some of them gift cards. So it's always kind of fun to get in on that.
And they get the bragging rights.
Yeah,
and they're
rights.
already plotting and planning for next year,
Yes,
I'm sure.
yes,
So. But can go by and congratulate them and support these businesses and all the businesses. But come by and check them out. If some may still have their displays up, they're probably coming down in the next day or two. But,
and actually, if you don't you've not shopped downtown, please shop downtown. I came to work on Christmas Eve, and I was running late, like I always am, on buying gifts and stuff. And I stopped at a couple of shops. I can tell you, Mike, I spent so much money, and I was going, I didn't know they had this. I didn't know they had that. They had things for babies. They had things for men. You know, like she's a dandy.
Yeah, and it's stuff
some of these places
generally better quality, better. Obviously, the products, the people that sell the products know the products and are very much more educated on the products they sell, which makes you better educated on what you're buying.
Right. Or if you're looking for something personalized, I mean, you say, I really want something really personal.
Yeah.
Over at She's a Dandy, she makes T-shirts across the street over at Moon Man.
Yeah.
Or right next to her is also another, it's specifically Business Notions, but they have so many different types of polos and shirts.
Yeah. And then if you want the unique and eclectic, go walk into the artist gallery and hit all those little personal artists in there with, everything from paintings to ceramics to all kinds. I mean, you could literally find everything you want.
You could.
On Main Street somewhere
downtown.
Or another. Yeah.
And, we also, Mike, on the 17th of December, we had a stakeholder annual meeting.
Okay.
Where we not only talked about what we've done in this last year, but what we would like to happen further down. So we always encourage, our stakeholders.
So if you're a Main Street business, we really would like you to be in attendance for this meeting. Even, I know the boards meet monthly, but this stakeholders meeting, it's all hands on deck. We'd love to see representation from every Main Street business.
I mean, the way I tell my stakeholders about this is, the reason it's called a stakeholders because you have a stake in what happens on Main Street. So give us your input. And remember, we start over there at 8th Street and we go all the way to Alameda and all the way to Richardson, to the alley of Richardson.
Yeah, it's not just Main Street.
It's not just Main Street.
A couple blocks on either
3rd,
side.
4th, 5th Street, some of those streets as well. So anyway, and another competition that we had was the 2024 Electric Light Parade.
Yeah.
Mike, this year we had more floats than we've ever had. I
Love
think we
it.
have more floats on this than we do for the UFO Festival.
I love that that's got growing and more people
we
got
had
to participate.
a great board member, Peggy, was out there. She had them all lined up.
Well, she runs her farmer's market with a very with the German watch or whatever there. I'm sure her parade was equally as on time.
It was. They said, don't worry about it, Barbara. I was sitting there worrying because I'm a worrier.
Yeah.
But it was Miss Rita Dorhofer and Peggy was out there and some other volunteers were out there to help. CJ Banks and a few other people. But a lot of people signed up late. And so I did have a panel of judges. Just to let you know, there was a mix of people. There was somebody there from the city of Roswell that was going to judge it. And the reason I picked her is she said, oh, Barbara, I just got back from Carlsbad. Oh, their parade was amazing. And I was like, what? What? You've got to see our parade. So she was there to help out. Then I had a lady from out of town that was a vendor and a local vendor that was there as well.
All independent.
So they were independent.
Nobody had a dog
people.
in the fight,
Yeah,
so to
no,
speak.
they didn't. But these are the winners of the Light Parade contest.
All right.
The best of show was Coca-Cola. For those of you that didn't see that, that was really cool. They put so many lights on that semi-truck. And they also had reindeer leading the truck. So it was really, really cool. And again, the same thing happened with the parade as did with the window decorating. You didn't have to do Nightmare Before Christmas.
Sure.
You could do whatever you wanted to do with it, whatever you think.
But if you want a suggestion, we'll go with Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right. If you do. The best theme went to the Medina family. They had so much Nightmare Before Christmas all over their float. That was best of theme.
It's always fun when families get involved.
That was a whole thing. They had cars going with it. They just had a big thing.
Love it.
Love it. And then the second place went to, last place went to Anaya Print. And so they did an awesome job on theirs.
Nice.
Now, I want to put out there an honorable mention because they are going to be getting a trophy from us. And it's the Roswell Roswell Correctional Center.
Okay.
I mean, something you don't think about at all, possibly.
Yeah,
but,
they're usually got bigger fish to fry. Over
yeah,
there.
I mean, they have things going on. But
Yeah.
what is cool about this, Mike, is that last year when Mr. Santa Claus, Rob, was a part of us, Rob, she's a people gatherer, Oh, and by the way, Rob was out there with Starbucks from Artesia, Starbucks from Roswell.
Get there, getting
keeping
people warm, handing out coffees and cocos or whatever.
Yeah, he was doing a great job. But he secured a relationship for us with the Roswell Correctional Center. And, some of those men that are incarcerated out there are and ladies, are very, very creative.
Mm-hmm.
So last year, Mike, they made for us. So Rob got all the materials, took it out there, and they made the Santa sleigh for us.
Oh, nice.
So if you've enjoyed getting pictures with the Santa sleigh, that was thanks to them.
Awesome. Well, good.
Thanks to them. Well, last year, our
hopefully it's giving them opportunities and maybe get foot in the doors for jobs and things when they are free again.
And this year, last year, if you guys remember last year, the wind blew and it broke some of our reindeers, and they weren't very big. And it blew them down. And so I kid you not, maybe 2 days before the parade, I was talking with one of the ladies that helps to organize things out there. And I said, you know what? I really wished I had reindeer. And she said, by when do you need them, Barbara?
Yeah.
And I said, I need them
For the light parade, yeah.
by Saturday. She said, let me see what I can do. I said, really? Saturday day, they show up with 3 reindeers. I'm kidding you not. They were big reindeer. And
sturdy.
I said, yeah, sturdy.
Yeah.
And I said, how did you guys do that? They said, one of the guys drew a template and the others followed it.
Nice.
They cut it up, they painted them, and they delivered them to us.
That's awesome.
So we have them to use, so they will get an honorable mention.
That's awesome.
And a big thank you. And she said that when they have won trophies, like for the state fair parade, you know what I'm saying, the Eastern New Mexico Fair Parade, that the guys get to enjoy it out there. So
Love
they
that.
like to have a trophy so they can show that they contributed to something.
pride in their work, absolutely.
That's right. So anyway, a big thank you to them.
Yeah, helping save Christmas parade this year.
Yeah, so it was really, really great. I do want to thank Ike and Cindy Beeman. If you guys had your pictures taken with Santa and Mrs. Claus, they are absolutely the best Santa and Mrs. Claus. The kids love them. I've had a number of people say, Barbara, they're taking way too long with everybody. That's what they do. People put babies in their arms. And
they're giving them their
kids,
moment,
and
their time with
They
them.
give them their moment, their time.
It's
They get the pictures.
It's not a picture factory. They're
no.
spending time
They're
with
really
them. Yeah.
spending time, and they're out there for a long
Creating
time.
memories for these kids.
They don't even take bathroom breaks or go eat. We finally have to go cut. We need to give Santa a break. But a big thank you to them.
Yeah, we appreciate that love and dedication.
Yeah, and then we really would like to thank the Chaves County Courthouse staff. Mike, they go out there and help us. You know what they did for us this year?
What's that?
Is I don't think it's just for us, but it's actually been great for us. We were trying to figure out how to keep our tree from falling down because last year when the wind blew, it completely blew it down twice. And we had to get the fire department and other people to come help us because it's such a big tree.
Mm-hmm.
And so this year they came up with an idea of putting some anchors in the cement in their flush.
Okay.
So you can pop them up and hook them up and hook up your tree to it. And they wanted to know exactly how the circumference of our tree so that they could put those in there. And we didn't have to come up with because we were coming up with all these ideas.
Sure.
How are we going to do? We can't put wires from here to there. People will trip. How do we do it?
So they found this way to...
They found this way, and they got it done before we put the tree up.
I love that. And now it kind of cements, literally, the tradition of the tree's going to be there for years to come.
Yes, and we don't have to worry about it. So a big thank you to Chaves County, the courthouse, to, Bill Williams and to the staff that works on the courthouse itself.
Absolutely.
We do appreciate them. The Chaves County Sheriff's Department, they're the ones that made sure that the parade was running smoothly, and they always do a fantastic job. Even though I sometimes get on their nerves, I can't imagine how I do that.
It's like, well, I ain't got on somebody's nerves. I ain't doing my job today, right?
Yeah, it's really funny that they laugh their way through it and say, Barbara, bring it down a couple of notches and we'll be fine. It's like, okay, but I got all these people waiting on me. Can you please hurry? Can you hurry? And of course, our volunteers. We can't do a lot of anything without volunteers. And for those of you that are out there today that say, I really would like to maybe do something this coming year and be a part of something, give us a call.
Absolutely.
We can use volunteers all the time.
Absolutely.
Like I told you, Mike, we're taking down the tree today.
Yeah, 10:30. Come on out. We'll start this morning here at 10:30.
We'll do it today. And then putting up decorating the light poles takes a lot of volunteers.
Absolutely.
And taking that back down.
Well, when you come to the stakeholders meeting here, please inquire and ask. And, hey, if we can get, just even if, half the businesses had one person they'd volunteer, or half the people that are just listening and said, hey, you do one thing and do it. Yeah, that's and to be honest, you do some of these and then you help out at the bigger events like UFO Festival, and you get to kind of see the cool swag. And there's perks for doing all that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of perks and things going on.
But please reach out to Barbara through Facebook or through the website or call the office and if you're interested in volunteering or wanting to spend time or where you could serve. They could even probably use it in board level stuff too, if you're looking for volunteers
or
on
even
that level.
office stuff. If you're more at office stuff, some of you might say, I can't do much of anything, but you know what? I'm better at organizing. For instance, our storage unit can really use some help right now.
Yeah.
And a big thank you to Charlotte. They've given us an area here in this building on the 5th floor to do some storage.
Good deal.
Berkshire Hathaway has also given us some storage to be able to put our tree back there.
Oh, good.
And our Santa sleigh. So there's, this is a community effort,
Absolutely.
Mike. So if you guys want something to do, give me a call, or if you don't know how to find me, talk to Mike. Mike can tell you where to find me.
We'll get you too. And of course, if you want to bring ideas to Main Street, they're always looking for things too.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
Get involved.
True.
Always looking. So.
Yeah.
Well, thank you as always.
Well, thank you, Mike. We appreciate it, and Happy New Year,
everybody.
Happy
New Year, and thank you for the treats they brought over the holidays.
We brought
Peggy
you a
and
few
Herm
treats.
some treats, and there wasn't as they're way better than the Oreos we had today. But
they were, weren't they?
Oh man,
some homemade cookies.
Oh man, there's those.
Decorated ones,
the Rolos with the
pretzels.
Yeah, the pretzel, the Rolo with the. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I could eat a million
Peggy
of those
gave
things.
me that recipe, and I said, "That's it."
Yeah.
Man, I can make them. Even I
But
can.
Those
make
things
those.
are crack.
Yeah.
Just straight crack. You can eat about. Once you stop, you can't stop. That's
You
the
can't
problem.
stop.
But thank you, Barbara.
Well, thank you,
and
Mike.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
All right, it is 9:46. Let's pause for news, Hannity update, Cowboys report, all that good stuff. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The North Pennsylvania Avenue Bridge over Spring River in Roswell would be closed during the daytime hours 4 days a week for the next 3 weeks as work continues to replace the water line crossing that was damaged during the October floods. The closure will be Monday through Thursday for the next 3 weeks. Motorists should seek alternate routes during the project. And if you're driving in the area, also don't forget to observe all project-related signage to help ensure the safety of the working crews. The grandmother of a 12-year-old child who died in 2021 of a fentanyl overdose is now appealing her conviction. 58-year-old Kelly Smith of Carlsbad was arrested after 12-year-old Brent Sullivan was found dead in a shed behind Smith's home on Western Way. Authorities charged Smith with several crimes, including child abuse, and Smith was eventually convicted by a jury after a 4-day trial. A judge sentenced her to 15 years in prison, but Smith now claims she was under duress when she initially gave police an interview. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
They're trying to Trump-proof the DOJ by putting in all these late-minute hires. They have now come out of hiding to thank their donors, urging Democrats to fight on. Our spirit is not defeated. We are not defeated. We are strong. We are clear about why we are in this, Harris told people as she's planning to run for California governor. But in the meantime, Joe Biden is selling off the parts of the wall that they inherited from the Trump administration, knowing that Donald Trump is about to begin the process of finishing that wall. So they're going to sell it all for pennies on the dollars, thinking that, they're hurting Trump when they're really hurting the American people, because we're going to have to buy new parts when these parts, I'm sure, would be perfectly fine to use.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
All right, ready for a home upgrade without the hassle? Well, give your home a fresh look in 2025 with new custom window treatments thanks to our friends at Blinds.com, where real design experts make the complex, they make it very simple. Now, if you have a complicated project, no problem. Blinds.com, they will make it simple, fast, and easy. Schedule a free professional measure for you as well. Now, think you need a designer to visit your home? You don't. Now, shop from the comfort of your home on your schedule. They'll even send free samples right to your door. There's no question that shopping online will save you time and money, and something we could all use a little bit more of, especially with the new year upon us. And since Blinds is so affordable, well, you can change the look of your home for a great price. Blinds.com has covered over 25 plus million windows, all backed by their 100% satisfaction guarantee. Now shop Blinds.com right now. Save up to 40% off on select styles. Plus you get a free professional measure, up to 40% off, limited time, Blinds.com.
Rules and restrictions may apply.
With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. Kicker Brandon Aubrey is one of 5 Cowboys named to the Pro Bowl. It's his second time to win the honor, but he tells you why last year's experience didn't go as planned. Right after this.
A true Dallas Cowboys fan is there for the journey and the destination. This is the season to make your journey count by flying through McAllen International Airport, the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. Whether you're flying down for McAllen's award-winning fall and holiday festivals, or you're a South Texas fan flying up to cheer the Cowboys on, make your journey as satisfying as your destination at the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. McAllen International Airport, above, beyond, at McAllenAirport.com.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
In this final week of the regular season, 5 Cowboys learned they are Pro Bowlers, including Micah Parsons, C.D. Lamb, guard Tyler Smith, return specialist Kevontae Turpin, and kicker Brandon Aubrey, the first Cowboys kicker voted to the Pro Bowl in back-to-back years. Aubrey said last year's trip didn't go as planned.
Exactly. I was bedridden. I had appendicitis, and the doctor wanted to pull it out. Obviously, that would have meant I couldn't go, so I just took some antibiotics and tried to muscle my way through it. But yeah, I didn't really get much time to enjoy it out there since I was pretty sick. So excited to get back and actually go enjoy it.
Sunday's game hosting the playoff-bound Commanders is the Cowboys' regular season finale. Kickoff right here on your radio home for the boys is noon Central. With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good today. Mid-60s and sunny and not too windy. Overnight, a few clouds. We're down to the mid-30s. We'll have a cold front moving into our area on Saturday. It will stay fairly mild. We'll be in the low 70s, but the wind will be gusty around 25 miles an hour. Pretty cold on Saturday night, dipping into the mid-30s and clear skies. A little bit cooler on Sunday following that cold front, upper 50s and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. President Biden has rejected the nearly $15 billion proposed deal for Nippon Steel of Japan to purchase Pittsburgh-based U.S. Steel. This affirms his vow in March to block the acquisition. President-elect Trump also spoke out against the transaction. Shares of U.S. Steel fell following word the deal is off. Apple has agreed to pay $95 million to settle a lawsuit accusing the company of deploying its virtual assistant Siri to eavesdrop on people using its iPhone and other devices. Tesla helped drag the stock market lower yesterday after disclosing it delivered fewer electric vehicles in the last 3 months of 2024 than analysts were expecting. Tesla sales fell 1.1% last year, the first annual decline in a dozen years. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Your window of opportunity is almost here.
Open enrollment period is your chance to sign up for affordable health insurance through Be Well, New Mexico's health insurance marketplace. Get free help finding a quality, low-cost plan that covers medical appointments, urgent care, prescriptions, and more. You could even qualify for free coverage. Visit BeWellNM.com between November 1st and January 15th to find a plan that fits your life and your budget, and open a whole new world of possibilities.
You have a life, places to go, things to do, people to see, but it's hard to enjoy life when you have pain. You don't have to live that way. Softwave therapy from Premier Chiropractic in Roswell can help you. Softwave's cutting-edge technology is non-invasive and can help your body heal. This new technology uses therapeutic energy waves to activate the body's dormant stem cells to promote natural healing. Sessions are quick with short treatment times. Start healing today. Call Premier Chiropractic at 623-2900 or visit healthyroswell.com.
You there! What are these?
My glasses, Your Highness.
They're incredible. Who made these?
The eyesight in Roswell. Or was it Hobbs? Or maybe Carlsbad.
So well crafted and stylish. So the eyesight thinks they can challenge my throne with their quality eyewear.
Actually, Your Majesty, I got 2 pair and an eye exam. It was so easy. I did it during my lunch break, and they even took my insurance.
Lunch break? Who gave you a lunch break?
Human resources, Your Majesty.
Silence! I'll get you eyesight!
The Eyesight, now accepting new patients 5 and up in Roswell, Hobbs, and Carlsbad.
3 locations?
Clearly the best in sight.
As you look forward to the new year, you may be making some New Year's resolutions for yourself. Things like exercising regularly, eating healthier, or something else that you may not do any longer than the first week of the year. How about you take a different approach for this year's resolution? Instead of focusing on yourself, come up with a resolution that can help others. Look around you and see where there's a need and resolve to meet that need. It could be helping out once a month at a local nonprofit. It could be writing an encouraging note every week to someone who's sick or dealing with a difficult time. It could be intentionally sharing the story of how God has made a difference in your life. At Country Club Road, we are making resolutions for the future with this mission: know Jesus and make Jesus known. We invite you to join us as we work together to develop our Vision 2030 plan titled For All That You're Going to Do. Happy New Year and God bless.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The U.S. Treasury once considered producing donut-shaped coins. They instead decided to go with coin-shaped donuts. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:57, about ready to wrap up today's show. And if you missed any part of it, you can always go back and check it out at your leisure. We replayed some interviews earlier in the show. Crystal Noble with the Humane Society joined us in the 7 o'clock hour. Well, we played the interview. She joined us yesterday. Talk about all the stuff. Someone was saying something about books, looking for books. That was at the Humane Society. Donate books, and they sell books and buy books. So that's what we're talking about, books. And then, of course, we replayed our interview with Jim from the African Children's Choir. That event is at First Church of the Nazarene here in Roswell on Sycamore at 10:45 this Sunday. And then, of course, we just had Barbara from Main Street join us to talk about all of the stuff going on through Main Street and everything else. I saw this, and I just, real quick, spend $10. And they give you desserts here. For $5, you can get a cupcake, a honey bun, or a candy cake. $1, you can get a donut stick, cherry pie, or snowball. $2, pecan swirl, chocolate cream, a cookie bar. $3, you can get a candy bar, cake, a mini muffin, or a Swiss roll. For $4, you can do a brownie bite, a mini donut, or a crumpet.
And the idea is that if you spend at each price level, you'll spend $20.
They say you've got $10. What are you buying?
So like if you
could
spend
buy
for
like
each level, you can act. So $5. So
I can, in
6,
theory,
7, 8,
get
9,
10 snowballs if I want.
$10. I'm gonna go. I don't know what a candy cake is. See, because they got cherry pie all the way down.
I know it's only for $1.
That's fantastic. So I'm going like 3 of those.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. So that's 3. Then I'm gonna go 2 Swiss rolls, and we'll round it off with a donut stick.
Nice. Okay. For me, all right, we got $10. $2 $2 are going towards snowballs.
Okay.
2 snowballs. I will take 2 Swiss rolls as well, so that's $6. That gives me $2 left. Let's round it off with that chocolate creamy there on the $2 jar.
All right. Yeah, I'm just not that big on marshmallow. Like the snowball to me just isn't. It's too much.
I don't like a snowball often, but sometimes I have a hankering for it.
I am a sucker for toasted coconut though, so there's that.
And I do enjoy the snowball.
Yes.
And I've had it in pink, I've had it in blue, and I've had it in purple, and they all taste the same.
Yes, that's vague.
Like Peeps.
Yes.
They all taste the same.
But it is they're kind of interesting. There's like the cream, the cake, the marshmallow. There's a lot to break down.
It's one of those ghetto pleasures.
Utilitarian wise, you're getting the most cake for your dollar.
But that cherry pie's tempting too, because I love that. If it's that Hostess cherry pie, absolutely.
Yeah.
That thing's a 10 too.
Heck yeah, it is. That's too low, I say.
Yeah,
that should be a little higher.
Although I'd pay another $1 for the blueberry.
Yeah?
Because blueberry is my number one.
Blueberry is a jam.
Yeah.
That is a jam.
All right, have an amazing weekend.
Indeed.
And we will talk to you guys bright and early Monday morning. Take care, everybody.
See ya.
Bill Cunningham is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
This hour from townhall.com, I'm John Scott. The new Congress is convening today with one major task at hand, and that is the election of the House Speaker. Speaking with reporters earlier this morning, House Speaker Mike Johnson says it's time for the House GOP to unify.
This election is not just about one person. It's about moving forward with the America First agenda. The mandate was given by the American people, by the electorate. President Trump got 77 million votes. The House Republicans got almost 75 million. It's a record number. They are expecting us to get to work, and we don't have time for drama.
Tax cuts and mass deportations.